boys and girls here at the Laverne Gibson cross-country course in Terre Haute, and what a tremendous venue for our young people to run at. Site of the NCAA championships multiple years. Volleyball's ramping up. We're at the semi-state level, 4 sites around the state. Great host at each of those high schools. And then 6A football kicks off this weekend. And after that bye week, we've got 32 sectionals playing, and we've got our 16 sectionals playing with 32. We've got a lot going on.
We do have a lot going on, and we've had a lot going on. Dare I say, I look at the calendar, and next week we'll be getting into November, and I think we all know what November means. So
yes.
We have, as busy as we are now, it is equally busy toward the end of November with boys, girls basketball and the state finals in football. That
is correct. And, like I say, we have something going on every weekend. Next weekend we'll be in Muncie at Worthen Arena at Ball State University for the volleyball state championships, and sectional championships of football happen that weekend too. So 48 different sites playing for a championship. Toughest tournament we've got. We've always said that our football tournament's one of the hardest tournaments to win because of the length of the time it is and the weather that can confront you, and different styles of teams you play against. It's a tough tournament to win.
Commissioner Bobby Cox joining us. We're talking about all things IHSAA. You mentioned the sectionals in football, and you're right. As we progress, weather becomes a factor. I continually am amazed each weekend on Indiana Sports Talk when I see the prolific scoring that seems to be going on around our state. Our coaches and kids are putting up a lot of points on Friday nights.
They really are, Bob, and I attribute that to a couple different things. Years ago, there were only very limited times that our football coaches could work with our football players in the summer. And now there is an ample opportunity for our kids to play 7-on-7, which is an offensive game. And I think because of that exposure and the more opportunity to practice passing routes and quarterbacks throwing the ball, that our offense has gotten better. They spread the field out. It becomes more difficult to defend. And I would say that our offense has surpassed our defense with respect to how the game's progressed in our state, and that's evident by the number of scores, the number of large scores that we have. I counted up a couple weeks ago of about 150 games that we had. There were 49 games where the winning team scored over 50 points. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of scoring.
Yeah, similarly, on the other end, there you can count on one hand the number of games where both teams have single digits in terms of scoring. So, the extremes are really kind of stark. I don't know if this year's any different than any other year, but it just seems to be more noticeable now.
Well, and I think each year as our student-athletes progress offensively in football, you see a little more scoring each year and a greater range between the schools. There are a lot of blowouts, and we're going to have conversations with the Indiana Football Coach Association about a mercy rule, because when you see scores that are coming up here 84-12,
right,
77-0, those games are not helping anybody. They're not helping either school, and they're actually hurting the game of football. So if we're going to be good stewards of the game, we need to do some things to protect it, and that's one of the things that we're going to have a deep discussion about is a mercy rule. And don't know what that's going to look like yet. It'll be some kind of point threshold, and it'll be moved to a running clock when that threshold. But don't know exactly what that's going to be. We want to get the input of our football coaches, but we need to do something to level these things out. And if we do have blowouts, we need to get the games over with for a variety of reasons. And one of them, notwithstanding, is injury.
Right.
We can't be putting young people out there that are being overmatched. And if you're down 70-0 at halftime, you're overmatched.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox, our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA sports related here in Indiana. Commissioner, it's always great to talk to you. Thanks so much. Have a great week.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Sports Report right here on Indiana SRN, where you're going to hear all about everything Indiana SRN has going on this weekend in high school sports. Hi, I'm Deb Myers, and I'm here with Keith Myers, and Keith has this week's football lineup for you.
It's week 11, Deb. It's playoff time, and here's what you have in store for you on Internet Radio tonight. You have Southport, Brownsburg, Heritage Christian Cecina, Traders Point and Tinley. We also have boys soccer Class A state championship. That's Covenant Christian and Fort Wayne Canterbury. Our webcast football game, big one. Harrison, Huntington North. That's coming your way in just a couple minutes. And don't forget high school volleyball. That's right, semi-state time. We will be down in Columbus East as Heritage Christian takes on Christian Academy, and that is just semifinal number 1. Several games in store. Let's go up to the north. And what do we got up north, Deb?
Well, in Huntington North, we've got the 3A matchup with just Newcastle and New Prairie, and that starts at 1 p.m. And the 4A matchup, Yorktown and Penn, afterward, right at 3 p.m. At Frankfort, we've got Covington and Pioneer in the 1A matchup. It starts at 4 p.m. And the 2A matchup is Wabash and North Judson St. Pierre at 6 p.m.
Down south in Columbus East, as we mentioned earlier, at 1 o'clock, the 2A, it's Christian Academy versus Heritage Christian. At 3 o'clock, 4A, Providence takes on Avon. Down in Jasper in 1A, Barbary takes on Indianapolis Lutheran at 4 o'clock. And 3A, Silver Creek takes on Northview. All these games, the winners go up to Ball State next week for the state finals. It all begins at 11 o'clock for the 1A state championship game. The 2A state championship game is at 1. The 3A state championship game at 3. And the 4A state championship game is at 5. A lot of good games this week and next week, Deb.
Yes, I know. It's going to be lots of fun, especially I know that the football and soccer are tonight that we're covering, but volleyball is my favorite, and so it's tomorrow, and these teams are looking forward to getting to Muncie, to Ball State, to Worthing Arena on next Saturday.
And don't forget, next Friday, we will be at the Indiana SRN has been invited to do the banquet, the volleyball banquet. We will have that right here on Indiana SRN. Deb and I will be your hosts. Join us. We will be webcasting beginning at 6 o'clock right up in Muncie, Indiana. And looking forward to meeting all the coaches. Don't forget, we also have basketball. As basketball starts next week as well, Deb, can you believe it? The girls' season starts next Friday night.
They won't even have a chance to put their volleyballs away before the basketballs start bouncing, right?
Indiana SRN has basketball for you next week. It all begins on Friday, November 2nd, as Greenwood Christian takes on Shortridge, and on Saturday the 3rd, Traders Point taking on Bebuff. A lot of things in store for you. Stay with Indiana SRN. If you like to check us out, check out our website at indianasrn.org. Our Facebook page is Sports Radio Network. Our Twitter is at Indiana SRN. High school football, the webcast, Harrison, Huntington North, coming your way right after this. You're listening to Indiana SRN, where you're always in the
game.
Hi, everybody. It's Bob Lovell, and you're listening to the Game of the Week on Indiana SRN. And don't forget to tune in to Indiana Sports Talk right after the game. And also, don't forget to go to indianasportstalk.com to find the affiliate in your area.
You're listening to IndianaSRN.org.
To all of our viewers, both near and far, hello and welcome to West Lafayette. Due west of the Wabash River, due north of Purdue, 10 minutes from the Tippecanoe battlefield, Harrison High School is the site for Indiana SRN's webcast Game of the Week, featuring the Harrison Raiders hosting the Huntington North Vikings. Alongside Keith Myers, I'm Jonathan Mathis. Currently, 192 teams are still alive in the IHSAA State Football Tournament. In some 3 hours' time, 96 of them will be gone. Such is the decisive nature of sectional semi-final Friday. Already, 4 reigning sectional champions through various means have been eliminated. It's been a while since Huntington North or Harrison have won a sectional game, let alone a sectional title. If you combine both teams' histories, the most recent postseason win came in 2015. But Sectional 11 is without a dominant favorite this year. It's up for grabs. All you have to do is win 2 more games. The journey for the Raiders winning their first sectional title since 1994, or the Vikings claiming their first since 1993, begins tonight. Tonight's game time weather information. It's been overcast and wet and cold all day long. It's currently 46 degrees, and it will stay in the low 40s throughout the evening. The wind will be light, mostly out of the northeast, dropping from 8 miles an hour to 5. But the best news, there is a decreasing chance of rain. It's headed south and east of us and out of the weather entirely. Welcome to the booth, Keith Myers. How's the view from up here?
You know, the view is much better up here than it was last week. I got to tell you that. You talk about the weather. One of the things different tonight is there's no wind as much as it was last week at the Traders Point Covenant Christian game. Winds were up to 52 miles an hour very quickly, and tonight much calmer winds. The field conditions are in beautiful shape. It's rained all day, but this is turf. It's going to be a fast turf.
And we're expecting 2 very different, not only sectional football, that changes everything, but 2 very different styles coming to this game on how the teams conduct themselves.
Yeah, one team wants to throw the ball, one team wants to run the ball. If you're Huntington North, you'll probably want to throw the ball, but they also run the ball. I think the key here is what team and what works for both the best team here.
And someone that, if Huntington North is going to win their first sectional game in the entire history of these high school players on the team, someone who's going to need to be dialed in is Brett Kaler, the Viking quarterback.
He's been very good at times this year. He's got 1,369 yards. His best game was against Leo. He was 23-96 for 294 yards. He would be the key factor tonight, throwing the ball, and he'll slew the ball anywhere on the field.
And he's got several good receivers, none better than number 4, Devin Newcombe, a junior.
Newcombe is, he's Mr. Reliable. He's caught the ball. He has 549 yards on the season. He's caught the ball 48 times. He's got 5 touchdowns. He's very dangerous. If he gets in the flat, Jonathan, he can go.
And someone who can also go, though not necessarily in a passing sense, but on the flip side of the coin, Harrison, they are very strong on the run. And their main man on the ground is number 47, the fullback, Omarion Dixon.
Dixon is carry you down the field and carry you for another 3 or 4 yards.
He's great on the quick hitters, as you're going to see. This is him just scampering in for the end zone.
Yeah, if you look, he watches his blockers, follows his leads, and then when he sees a seam, he goes.
And what's interesting with the Raiders is Dixon, while he's the lead rusher in he's the main option. He's the fastball. Someone who gets the most scores is the quarterback, who compensates for the lack of passing yards with a dominant rushing attack.
Yeah, Henson is the young man that you're speaking to. He's played all games. He's thrown the ball 473 yards. He's thrown for 9 touchdowns. He's also rushed for a few.
And 9 to be precise. He leads the team. Another team leader is on the defensive side, Jake Urban, number 15, a senior. He's just excellent on getting into the backfield and making plays.
Understands the game very well. Very smart young man. Has 54 tackles, 6.5 sacks a game. That's incredible. 14.5 of those tackles are from loss. That's incredible.
He pairs with another one, number 87, Jacob Kane. We'll try to point both of them out to you, and you might be able to see them in the backfield, which will be a big factor in having the pass rush attacking a passing offense.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, this week, you got to realize that you didn't play last week. You had a bye situation, so this week is your week to shine, because if you win tonight, you get to play on. If you don't, your season's over.
And hopefully someone whose season won't be over is our intrepid sideline reporter, currently braving some mixed conditions. Daniel McMaster, how's it going down there?
Yeah, here on the field, it's cool. It's a nice fall evening here. And the rain has tapered off for the most part in this game, and the flags are pretty much dead as can be. But you know what? It's been a wonderful evening for football. The players are excited. The coaching staff's excited. And, guys, it should be a wonderful contest tonight.
Thanks, Daniel. There's an ultimate. I mean, anytime you have sectional football, Keith, there's always an excitement in the air, especially with a wide open sectional 11. We alluded to this in the opening, but if you looked on the Sagarin rankings, Jeff Sagarin compiles all of these. He has Harrison as the favorite in sectional 11, a 57.7 win percentage, a possibility. Now that's not a guarantee, and they still have to play another game. But if you look at Huntington North, if there's a year to break through and get a sectional win and title, this is the year.
Huntington North used to play in the same conference that Harrison did. Then they went to Conference 8 a couple years ago. Tech moved into that to the conference to take their place. When they changed conference, they changed style of football, and this is probably one of the best teams that they've had in a while, and they feel very comfortable in this situation, home or away. Talking about the other matchup in this sectional, McCutcheon, Kokomo. Kokomo must be is probably the hottest team coming into sectional play.
They've won 4 in a row. That's something you can't say about anybody else. But I liked what you were saying. Coach Rick Bernat, who's took over the team a few years ago. They've won 5 games in the entirety of his tenure, and a win tonight would be their 5th this year, matching what they've done all season long.
And that's exactly what you want to do. When you told those kids that you're going to ride from Huntington to Harrison, a 2-hour and 15-minute drive on a school bus, you tell them all the positive things that happen. You try to watch a movie or two, relax them as much as they can. Talk to a couple players down in the field. They said it was a long drive, but we're glad we're here. 90
whole miles to get here, and other games going on around the state that we're going to keep you abreast on. There's a lot of great football this weekend. Western Boone and Tipton's a big game. New Palestine and Zionsville's another big one. Sheridan and Monroe Central, who we saw Sheridan a couple weeks back, they're also playing. Columbus North and Center Grove. There's just a bunch of great football, and that's what you're expecting when semifinal Friday, which is right here. You're going to eliminate half the teams in the state tonight.
You also have soccer going on. You got the state championship in soccer in 1A. Just got an updated score, 0-0 as Kevin Christian is taking on Fort Wayne Canterbury. That's a very interesting matchup as well. So you got soccer, you got volleyball tomorrow that's on Indiana SRN, and you got football all night tonight too. It's going to be a great night.
Let's get a couple, before we get ready for kickoff, what are some keys to victory for, first, the visitors from Huntington North?
I think the weather is the key and the atmosphere. You got here early enough so you walked around the field. You saw the field is 100 yards. You saw it's 50 yards wide. Controlling the line of scrimmage. If they can control the line of scrimmage and everything about playoffs, it's the key of turnovers. If you don't turn the ball over, you got a shot to win.
And for Harrison, the home team?
It's pretty easy. Get your home crowd involved in it. And just do what you did last year and did what you do this year at home. You don't lose many games here, so buckle up the helmet and hit them before they hit you.
On the right of your screen in orange is the Harrison Raiders. On the left in white and black is the Huntington North Vikings. The sectional semifinal of sectional 11 has begun. Back deep, returned and fielded in the end zone by Devin Newcombe, which is where they'll just have a touchback. We don't return the ball out of the end zone in the state of Indiana.
No, we don't. We just bring the ball back out to the 20-yard line. You put it on the hash that you want, either the right or left, and you play football. Right now, see what the officials put it right in the middle of the field, and we're ready to play football.
And then contrasting strengths, we said this earlier, we'll touch on it tonight. Huntington North Every once in a while they have a great rushing game, but their rushing attack a little bit subdued by comparison, especially by Harrison standards. They average 65 rushing yards a game, 156 passing yards. We'll see what they're able to do against a strong Harrison defense, one of the best in Class 4A, especially in getting pressure on the quarterback. On 1st and 10 is Brett Kaler in the pistol. And a pitch to Logan Hippensteel. And he gets to about just short of the 25-yard line. And bring up a 2nd and long for the Vikings.
Tackled by Jacob Kane, the junior, went outside and felt the hole. He gets a couple of yards. And maybe that's exactly what they need to do, is to get their feet on the ground really solid before they throw the ball up in the air.
2nd and 7 upcoming.
I like the helmets.
They are pretty neat. The black with the red horns. In the gun is Brett Kaler. Fakes it to Hippensteel and gets a quick hitter for a 1st down for Huntington North, just short of the 48-yard line. That's Andrew Smickens, who is one of the main receivers, the 2nd receiver. If you add his contributions with Devin Newcombe up, they average 9 catches a game for 106 yards.
And what he did, though, Jonathan, he went down the field 7, 12 yards and got into flat, was wide open, and he hit him on the pass.
1st and 10 for Huntington North. A minute gone in this one. In the gun, Kaler, Hippensteel, a nice run up the middle, gets it across the 40, about 3, maybe 4 yards. That's better than his average, and here are the Vikings starting lineup. Brett Kaler, we've already talked about. Logan Hippensteel, a conference honorable mention. Devin Newcombe was 2nd team all-conference. That offensive line is really stout, especially the left tackle, Damon Kaler, Michigan State commit. He picked Michigan State over Indiana, Vanderbilt, Virginia, Boston College.
Pretty impressive resume.
Not too bad, not too bad. He'll also play defense. So 2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Quick fake to Hippensteel and right through the hands of Newcombe. Pass was a little bit behind him. And here is the Raider defense, the big ones. Jake Urban, the defensive end on the left side, and at the bottom, Jacob Kane. He has a little flex position. They're the big sack players. Quentin Wood is the leading tackler, and then a couple Armstrongs. It's a very stout defense.
Both of those kids are like tag team partners. Either one will do it or the other, and they both lead this offense, and they will get these kids fired up.
And you see they're on either side of the Harrison line. Urban, number 15. Jacob Kane, number 87. 3rd and 6 for the Vikings. Kaler lost the ball. Just popped right out. But Logan Hippensteel falls on it, negating what could have been a disastrous start. It's still not great, all things considered.
I find it very interesting. Harrison at that time put 6 or 7 guys in the box who was going to do the blitz, and he just lost control of the ball. And there's the weather factor right there, Jonathan, as we talked about. Ball's a little slick. Hands aren't as strong, and it's a little cold out there, and he almost loses the ball.
Into punt is the 1st team Northeast 8 conference kicker and punter. That was Aiden Hostler, and this kick will check up and roll backwards, getting a tremendous Harrison Raider roll. Not his best punt.
Not his best punt. I think he just lost the punt, didn't follow through, and it just lands short. And that was a very short punt. It's going to be good field position here for the Harrison Raiders.
Well, we'll see the Raider offense in a couple plays, but trotting out Andrew Jensen, the quarterback, mostly on the ground. They don't throw it much. While they average a little over almost 22 points per game, 50 passing yards per game as compared to 204 rushing yards per game, they like to go on some dives. 1st and 10. Dixon with his hand on the ground. It will go to Amarion Dixon. A great run to begin this game as he gets across the other 45. And here are those Raiders starters. You just saw them. Here's their names. You have Andrew Jensen, the quarterback, 3 running backs, Dixon, the main one, is the fullback. The receivers, they'll throw to him occasionally, but that offensive line is a real strength of this unit.
Yeah, because they've been with each other for such a long time. They understand the offense. They understand what Coach Peoples wants, and they'll blow you off the line of scrimmage 3 or 4 yards before you realize what happens.
9 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Great run from Omarion Dixon, bringing up a 2nd and 1. They don't give it to him. They pitch it out to Marcel Atiso, a great story himself, and he gets a big first down the near sideline. Here's the defense of the Vikings. Maybe not when they want to see their names. They just got gashed. But what's really cool, I'm pointing out at the bottom, Chandler Beatty plays the Viking position, which is a safety linebacker hybrid. They have 2 starting linebackers. Charles Agnew was all-conference second team, along with Jackson Curlis on the defensive line. There's Damon Kaler again, and they're going to need to be very stout tonight against the run. So far, not so good. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Jensen looking to pass for the first time tonight for Hazen Plug, and he caught it inside the 10.
He used the defender to help him bring that ball in, caught it on a nice little catch, and then he secured the ball as he hit the ground. Nice throw, better catch. Here it is.
Nice play. That'll definitely improve the old completion percentage for Andrew Jensen.
3-step drop, and look at that. The defender deflected that ball right into his hands. Nice play.
So when in basketball, when you're playing the pickup game and you tip it and it goes in for 3? Nah.
Yeah, that's happened to me a couple times.
1st and goal for the Raiders. Moving quickly. 3 receivers set. You don't see that much. Dixon is the tailback, the fullback with his hand on the ground. Jensen under center and a flag.
Delay a game. Took too long to set that up as that's his first down, so you're going to reset the clock. You're going to run the clock at 40 seconds. You got to have the play in and out very quickly. Those are the mistakes that could cost you games.
And a little bit of maybe a little too excited after the 23-yard pass to Hazen Plug.
You know, coaches will tell you, you made a play, now get back in the huddle and let's play.
That was Matt's 6th completion of the year. He is at the bottom of your screen, number 80. Jensen looks his way again.
Got it.
Will throw that way, but overthrew him a little too strong. 2nd and goal from the 14.
Nice defense there by the defensive end to shield him a little bit and pushed him through there. So now it's going to be 2nd down.
Jensen came into tonight as a 40% completion percentage, 3 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions. He was under 400 yards. He's now past that. He has not had a game yet this year where he's passed for over 92 yards. That was week 1. The handoff is to Dixon up the hole. He tries to whirl across the 5 and down at the 1.
I tell you what, Dixon hits that hole, Jonathan, and he just brings his head down, runs hard, hits the hole. Nice job by the guard and tackle to make a hole for him. Nice job.
13-yard gain for Dixon.
Dixon is a 6-foot, 180-pound fullback, and he is strong.
Feels bigger when he's trying to tackle him.
He looks bigger in that uniform.
3rd and goal from the 2. Atiso in motion. Jensen will keep. Looking for touchdown number 10. And he's short.
Wow. Knee must have dropped before he crossed the line. That ball is on the 1-inch line.
Go for it.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
I do have a good. Well, Brian Pennell this is extra point range. He's only missed one of those this year, but going for a quick first touchdown.
Quarterback sneak right here. Run it up.
Jensen will not do that. We'll hand it to Dixon, and Omarion Dixon finds the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders.
How about the center? The offensive center made the hole there and runs it right in. 1 yard. Got to count it as a yard. So touchdown for the Raiders. It's early 6-0.
He has hurt his average. He's now 7 yards per carry. His 3rd carry going for a touchdown, 21 yards. Here comes Brian Pennell, the kicker, number 4. For the extra point. He is 22 of 23. It's not going to be good. So it's 6-0 Raiders on Indiana SRN. We're always in the game.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Welcome back to A.J. Rickert Field here at William Henry Harrison High School in West Lafayette, named after the 9th President of the United States. Great war hero, shortest serving president. Pennell will restart this game. The Raiders leading 6-0 after the extra point was blocked. There will be no return. So the Vikings, they got a first down on the first drive, but then it petered out rather quickly. They got to do some adjustments.
You got to adjust here first. You know, you got a guy that can throw the ball. Maybe you see the flat a couple of times where they were successful at the three drop, and then the wide open in the middle of 15 yards, little small chunks instead of trying to hit home runs all the time. 6:50 left in the first quarter. That drive for Harrison really took some time.
Currently, Brett Kaler is 1 of 2 for 14 yards. This should be a strength for the Vikings. They had, coming into tonight, the Vikings had completed 46 more passes than Harrison had attempted this year.
That's a great stat.
That just doesn't even seem possible given today. But Logan Hippensteel gets a little bit of a gain, about 3 yards on first down. 2nd and 7 upcoming for the Vikings.
We mentioned his name already today. Jacob Kane has really made a difference. Here's that touchdown right over the center and 6 points.
Look how happy he is.
Oh, yeah. Extra point was blocked. That's why we didn't see it in the field goal.
So a little under 6.5 to go here in the first quarter. Not exactly off schedule yet, but you'd like to have more yards on first down. But this is the passing offense. Kaler sends Newcombe in motion. Now he's looking for Zach Hubbard, but it's through the wickets.
And again, Harrison putting 6 guys in the box and rushing, and he had plenty of time. Receiver was wide open and flat, hit him in the hands where you want him to hit him, just didn't come up with the ball.
A little surprised that the Raiders are looking to just sell out on the blitz or make it look like it.
Yeah, I think you're right, and that may burn you later on tonight because the offensive coordinator will adjust. So you have to really watch how many times you want to do that.
Kaler now is 1 of 3 for 14 yards. He needs 7 here on third down. Nearest the camera is Newcombe, Hubbard, and Smeckens. And he's not going anywhere. Jake Urban, we talked about him in the opening, and he gets sack number 7.5 right here.
He just bull rushes and did a nice job and just does not come down and grab the quarterback. The quarterback had nothing else to do to put the fall.
So that brings up a 4th and long and another punt for Aiden Hostler, whose first one was not that great.
You know, time possession here is going to hurt Huntington because now you're going to give the ball right back to Harrison in really good field position. Oh, they're coming after it.
A lot of movement in this punt. Better, but there's returnable for Wood, and he gets to the 45. Great coverage by the Vikings. They don't let him get much more than what he had.
Maybe got to the 45-yard line. A pretty good field position here for the Raiders as they're ready to go back in their second possession.
The first one went very well for Harrison. 3 carries for Marion Dixon, 21 yards. He finished it with the touchdown you saw. Andrew Jensen was 1 of 2 passing. He has 23 passing yards. Another good run for Marcel Atiso, 12 yards on 1 carry. So 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Jensen looking to pass again for the 3rd time tonight, but he overthrew Jake Smith, the junior receiver.
That time, though, Huntington put 5 guys in the box as well, Daniel. This is a defensive struggle here for both of these teams to see, to fill out what kind of offense you have. Harrison has to be aware of that. Also, the safeties right there was creeping up on the line of scrimmage here. Maybe a screen may work here for you.
Couple very good safeties. Senior number 29, Brock Elsroth. He is excellent at the free safety. He's now in the strong safety spot looking to blitz from the near side of the defensive line. He does on a delay, but Jensen fires instead, but it's just out of the reach, and a flag comes flying in.
I think he may have pass interference here. He might have grabbed the hand, and that's what they're going to call here. We'll see what the penalty is. If it is a pass interference, that's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
The guilty party would be Lawson Shearer, a sophomore cornerback.
And that's the indication.
They got him. The happy passing from the Raiders. They haven't connected, but they got a good gain out of this one, even with the incomplete.
Yeah, you get 15 yards penalty here. Now you're in pretty good field position here. Ball going to be right at the 30-yard line, I do believe. So 1st and 10, and you're set up really well. You got 30 yards to go.
Down at the bottom of your screen is Matt Hazenplug, the senior, the recipient of the one completion so far. Strong eye formation behind Jensen. First and 10. Atiso trying the far side, doesn't get much. But Marcel Atiso, coach, is a very interesting story. He's been playing through Crohn's disease twice a week. No, roughly every 8 weeks. He has to go down for a 2-hour procedure where they pump medicine into his arm. It's at Riley Hospital, which it's impressive that he's able to play through that.
Yeah, and he doesn't use that as an excuse. He's hard-nosed football player. You gotta love kids that play with that kind of heart.
4.5 to go here in the opening quarter. Coughing in motion. They pitch it to him. He's got some running room if he can get by Elsroth, but he can't. Wrestled down from behind, right about where the original line of scrimmage was. 3rd and long upcoming for the Raiders.
Elsroth is just a very beast, and he's got very quick. As they were going to churn that up, and he made him go wider. Nice defensive tackle there. 3rd down. You're almost in 4-down territory, don't you think, Daniel? Jonathan?
Yes, Bill.
Sorry.
I formation behind. We saw Coy Brook has checked in as a fullback. That's him in motion. Jensen. Atiso. Crohn's disease or no Crohn's disease. He's charging forward. 1st down and flip to the 10.
Tell you what, nice tackle by the safety, or they would have had 6 there. He hit the hole. Looked like he was going to stop him at the end of the line of scrimmage, but persevered through and got the 1st down. Ball now on the 10-yard line. You got 4. Well, actually, the ball is at the 11, so you have 4 downs to get a 1st down.
3 carries, 31 yards for Atiso, number 25. The Raiders' offense has been cooking so far this game. 1st and 10. Handoff to Omarion Dixon, rumbling towards the 5. Bring up 2nd down.
Dixon just hits the hole and hits you hard. Gets about 4 yards. 2nd down and about 2nd and 5 to go for a 1st down. Got to be impressed with the ball control here by the Harrison Raiders.
Jake Smith wide to the top. Matt Hazenplug wide to the bottom. 2nd and 4. It's Atiso. He had the big run earlier, and he gets it a little bit closer. Maybe he's in. He is. Touchdown, Marcel Atiso and the Raiders.
2nd effort made that score, Jonathan. 2nd effort. Nice job by the offensive line. He got hit initially, kept his feet going, squared his shoulders to the line, and sneaks in. Now you go for 2 point. No, you're going for 1 here.
Well, we'll see if any trickeration happens. The first extra point was blocked. Ryan Pinnell, the senior, will try it again. High snap. This is up, though, and that is Good. 13-0. Raiders lead the Vikings on Indiana SRN. We are always in the game.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Welcome back to Harrison High School. Jonathan Mathis, Keith Myers, everybody here at Indiana SRN's webcast. A nice return for the Vikings, and the way the game is feeling already, as we see the flag on the field, is the Vikings need to have something very positive happening.
Yeah, and the flag does not help because now you have a block in the back, which the ball was going to be at the 30. Now you got to go 10 yards. The ball is going to be where the flag will be, it will be half the distance, and we'll see where they put the ball. But if you're Huntington North, what's started to be slow now has really affected you because now you got a block in the back and you're going to start way deep in your position, about at the 5-yard line, I do believe. And they're going to put him right at the 7. Yep.
The good news, as we proclaimed in the opening, is the rain has stopped. So that excuse should go out the window, theoretically. 1st and 10, deep in their own territory. The Vikings needing something positive on this drive. Hippensteel with a good hole. He's across the 15, twirls across the 20. Good run. That's what they needed. Here's the replay.
Did a nice job here. Watch very closely.
Look at the touchdown.
Here's the touchdown. Nice second effort here for the score. I'll tell you what, just hit the hole and just kept plugging away.
Logan Hippensteel, 4 carries, 27 yards. Right now, that's 6.8 per carry if you're scoring at home. So with just under 2 minutes to go, 1st and 10 for the Vikings. They need to be able to string this together, Keith. Hippensteel, nothing doing. Swarmed by the Raiders.
You got Joseph Glory on the tackle there, among others. The defensive line is just stout. Look at that defensive line there playing 4-3 defense.
Joey Laurie, Jake Urban, Jacob Kane, Jacob Schmidt, a bunch of J's.
Got a updated score for soccer, 0-0 going into overtime.
Between
Covenant Christian and Fort Wayne Canterbury.
2nd and 10. Hippensteel trying to run through Quentin Wood, but he couldn't. The junior linebacker was able to contain him. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the Vikings.
Try to use the umpire as the blocker, but the umpire moved out of the way, and nice defensive tackle there, and they lose yardage here. It's going to be like 3rd and 8.
Several games going on the Indiana SRN family of networks that we try to keep you up to date on as well. Southport at Brownsburg, Tindley at Traders Point Christian, and the Knights had a surprising win on Saturday.
Upsetting win.
Heritage Christian at Cecina. Here's the 3rd down play. Kaler needing the passing game. He's being chased, though. Tries to run. Doesn't work. He's short by about 3 yards.
Got a late flag on the play. Might have a face mask here.
And we will see.
Illegal contact with the helmet. Yep, that's a 15-yard penalty.
Bopped him right in the head.
They protect that head area.
They do. They do. Update from other of the big games around the state on the Titus Bakery out-of-town scoreboard. Ron Colley, playing for their lives, currently lead Cathedral 7-0.
Wow, that'd be a big upset.
That would be. Western Boone and Tipton tied at 7. Carmel leads Westfield 14-0. New Pal leads Zionsville 7-0.
70 or 7?
7.
Oh, okay.
7.
Let me know if it gets close to 70, will you?
I will.
Okay.
Give you a heads up. We'll give everyone a heads up. But we're going to take a little break. Before then, I think, yes, we're getting to the end of the first quarter. Harrison leads 13-0.
Boron Homes is proud to present Briar Creek. Beautifully landscaped and maintained, today's manufactured homes provide durable, state-of-the-art housing at prices you can afford. Enjoy the tax benefits of owning, including lower property taxes, combined with easy maintenance of renting. Briar Creek, it's truly unique. The only 55-plus manufactured home neighborhood in the Indianapolis area. Located just east of I-465 on Pendleton Pike, near Fort Harrison State Park. Visit Briar Creek today.
Welcome back to A.J. Rickard Field. You see him, Daniel McMaster. How's it going?
Good first quarter, guys. Offensively, the Raiders are piling it on in the rushing game with Amarian Dixon and Marcel Artizo. And defensively, outside of that penalty to end the quarter, they've done a really good job of containing what little running game Huntington North has, as well as the passing game, which the weather has had an effect as well, as balls are slipping through receivers' hands and making things difficult for the Vikings to get much offense going. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Daniel. We've seen 2 drops so far from Viking receivers and 2 ones you're not expecting. Newcombe, the leading receiver, and Zach Hubbard, who's had a very good season, especially in the recent weeks. He's had a drop as well. 1st and 10 for Huntington North. They flipped the field. Here we go. Kaler from the pistol. Over the middle. Newcombe's there, and he's running free. Touchdown. Vikings. No flags on the field.
Wow. Nice protection by the offensive line. Ran the flat. That's the same flat pattern that he ran earlier that he dropped, and nothing but 6 points. Open field. He is fast when he gets the ball.
He is. That is touchdown number 6 for him on the year. Catch 47, 53 yards.
And now we got a game.
On for the point after is Aiden Holzer, the all-conference first-team kicker for the Vikings. Number 34. And that one is blocked just like the first one for the Raiders. So we've seen special teams show up, but we've got a ball game now. It's a 1-possession game. Raiders lead 13-6 on Indiana SRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Welcome back to A.J. Rickard Field. The score changed quickly, Keith Myers.
Yes, it did. Early, Harrison dominated us, and Huntington just took the ball 53 yards and scored to make this a very tight first half, 13-6. Watch this replay. Look at the drop, eyes contact, and he catches this right at the tip of the point, and it slid to 2 defenders. Nice play, nice catch.
He IndyCar'd those safety.
There you go.
Flashed on through. And that is how we have a 1-possession game again. They needed a momentum shift. They just got one. Now we'll see what the Vikings can do defensively. And this will be the Raiders' worst field position, we would assume, to start at any point so far today. They've had great ones so far. This one will be returnable for the Raiders. And, oh, man, never mind. To the 50, 40. Can he cut back? He can get by him. Atiso gone.
How about that? How about turning that around?
No flags anywhere. The Raiders score again.
catches that ball at the 1 or 2 yard line, Jonathan, and just followed his blockers all the way. Kicker was the only one that could finish making the tackle and just couldn't make it done.
98 yards for Marcel Atiso. Adam and the touchdown run he had. Holy smokes.
98 yards. That's got to be close to a school record there.
One would assume. Pennell on for the extra point. Hazen plugged the holder. It's down. It's up. It looks good. It is good, and we're going to go to another quick commercial. We're blowing through this second quarter without even wasting any time. 20-6 on Indiana SRN.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome back to A.J. Rickard Field at Harrison High School in West Lafayette. Don't blink, folks, or you're going to miss something.
Because we're scoring at will now.
It's an electric second quarter. We're going to show you after this return unless we have another one. But a kickoff return for a touchdown by Marcel Atiso just moments ago. And here come the Vikings looking to respond. Newcombe, not nearly as prolific, but I'll show you what does look prolific.
Yeah, this is amazing. He catches that ball. We're already picking it mid straight, but this is a 98-yard run. Here's the tackle he missed. Whoop! And the school record is 99. He misses it by a yard.
He should have let it. He should have fielded that in the bounce. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings. It felt like a big momentum shift for Huntington North, and it was. But then the Raiders stole it right back. They like the pistol formation. They're in it again. Quarterback Brett Kaler. We'll hand it off to Hip and Steal. Never mind.
Nothing. My goodness.
Jake Urban. If you like this content and everything else on Indiana SRN, do this. You can go check out all of our games, a bunch of features, highlights, packages. We'll have it all on our YouTube. Please subscribe. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. We make it very available for you. We hope you join us. Thank you for joining us tonight, by the way. I'm Jonathan. That's Keith. You've seen Daniel. Got a cast of a half dozen here. Inside 11 minutes. Just a minute gone here in the second quarter. Already seen 13 points scored. Kaler looking to pass. Chase to his right. Firing. A little bit behind his man, but making the catch was Meckens. First down for Huntington North. First and 10 for Huntington North. Nice little pitch and catch to Smeckens. His first catch of the game. Second catch of the game.
Traders Point leads Tinley 7-0 in a rainstorm in Indianapolis.
Yeah, all the weather that
It's
could have
down.
been here is swept down there.
Yeah, keep it down there.
From the gun, and the entire Raider line jumped.
A little bit of discipline problem there. That's really that hard count, that hut count is really tough. And now that's an easy 5 yards. The momentum of this game has switched once again. You know, Daniel, Jonathan, it just back and forth.
You're right, Bill.
I'm working really hard at it. At least I haven't called you Jerry.
Yet. 3 receivers for the Vikings. 1st and 5 for Huntington North. Kaler, the blitzers are there. He dropped the ball. The Raiders say they have it.
That slipped
right, and they do.
That slipped right out of his hand like it did the last time down in the first quarter as he's trying to grip the ball. The ball is cold. His hands has to be cold, a little wet. Slips right out of his hand, and nice defensive stop here by the Raiders, and they get the ball in really good field position at the 38, 39-yard line. Look at this. He's ready to throw the ball. It just slips right out of his hand.
You can't have that. You can't have that if you're going to try to win your first sectional game in some 4 years.
Got to wear a glove.
It helped. Couldn't have hurt. So the Raiders, 1st and 10, deep in Viking territory. Every time they've been at this or about this distance, they've scored so far today. Jensen looking to pass. This one is caught by Coughing, and he gets it to the 25, down to about the 22-yard line, maybe the 21.
Nice job of just shielding the ball, running the ball up and down the field. You notice that when he was going to get contact made, he had both hands on the ball.
So change the chains. 1st and 10 for the Raiders now.
Late start at Heritage Christian Cecina. Cecina scores first possession, 7-0 over Heritage Christian.
In motion is Atiso. They will pitch it out to him. He's got running room down the sideline. Touchdown number 3.
Wow.
It is.
Can you believe that? He's having a career day.
He is having a career day.
And, I mean, that was right down the line, and he knew where the end zone was going to be. Heads up, ran up and down, shoulders straight. Nice, impressive run.
He did not have a touchdown entering today. His most rushing yards, was 52. He's got 3 scores now.
Well, if someone's watching the film here, they're going to be watching him now.
Looking for the extra point, Pennell. The hold's down, the kick is blocked again. The 3rd block combined today. It is 26-6 in favor of the host Raiders on Indiana SRN. We're always in the game.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Welcome back to A.J. Rickard Field here at Harrison High School in West Lafayette. And right now, the Harrison Raiders are winning, but if you'd like to win, how do you do that?
Well, you answer the Aspen Creek Grill trivia question, and here it is this week. Where was the 1983-1984 Class 3A championship game played? Was it A, Lucas Oil Stadium, B, Warren Central, C, North Central?
Good question. You can answer that by tweeting it to @IndianaSRN as a decent return from Devin Newcombe.
Here's a couple hints for you, Jonathan.
Oh, yes, please.
This was the last time this school hosted a football state championship game, and the Penn Kingsmen won their first state title that year and also at that location. Again, where was the 1983-84 Class 3A state championship game played at? A, Lucas Oil Stadium, B, Warren Central, or C, North Central.
That's a brain teaser.
I know it by heart. I knew it before I even looked it up.
Oh, that's good.
How about that?
That's good. If you know the answer, just tweet it.
Tweet it at
NDSRN, $25 gift card. Who won it last time?
Drew Allgate from Brownsburg won it last week.
Congratulations, Drew. 1st and 10. This ball is tipped and almost intercepted. Nice play on the ball by Isaac Armstrong, but he needed to be Stretch Armstrong to catch that one.
Just to update you, the Cecina Heritage Christian game was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. Because of bus problems, that game did not start till late, but Cecina took the first drive down the field to score to lead 7-0 in the first quarter.
Leading 26-6 here in the Still early stages of the second quarter. Raiders on defense. Vikings looking to respond after a couple fumbles from the quarterback. This is hip and steal. He doesn't get much. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, but not much indeed.
You know, I know it's early in the first half, but this is a real key possession if you're Huntington. You need to get a couple of first downs, get some confidence built in you. If not, you're going to turn the ball right back over, and where they are now would be another great field position for the Raiders.
Well, Brett Kaler is 3 of 6 for 85 yards so far this game. They need 8 on this play. 3rd and 8 from the 25, their own 25. Kaler firing. Shearer, short of the first down, drops the ball right on the sideline, and it's Raider ball again.
Boy, that just two guys stood him up. The third guy stripped the ball away from him. The ball stayed in bounds, and the Raiders recovered. Here we go. Again, the Raiders in great field position. The ball's going to be placed right at the 28-yard line, 27-yard line.
Just devastating turnovers for Huntington North, and the Raiders, I don't know if you could have a knockout punch this early, but if you're looking for one, Marcelo Tiso, who has 57 yards on 5 carries, might be the one to deliver it. Dixon, the normal leading rusher, has 27 on 4 with a touchdown. Jensen looking for a Tiso, and he's scampering down the sideline once again, and this time depleted by Brock Ellsworth.
Yeah, that time, though, he did the same play, went to the same angle. Got a late flag.
Just a behind-the-scenes look here, folks. You're not going to be able to just believe it, but the coach and I have a big, massive piece of drywall right in our vision, right where they're at on the field. But the Raiders are walking backwards.
Yeah, this might be against them, illegal block in the back. See what they have here.
See what the white hat says or signifies. Coach,
got a holding.
Expert sign language reading by Coach Keith Myers.
I did it for 25 years, so it comes natural.
That's what's up. That's why we brought you up to the booth for tonight's
Is
game.
that what
it
is?
For that moment.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. In fact, I'll tell you, I worked at semi-state, so it's a lot of fun. And you know, if you want to go into officiating, you should do that. It's a lot of fun.
Always looking for more officials. Always looking for more good officials.
Officials will be officials until you study the game, and then you'll become good.
So 1st and 5 for Harrison. Keep will now be pitched to Tiso, and he blasts for another close to a first down.
How about that pitch? How dangerous is that pitch?
That's some classic option trickeration on the play.
I mean, he's taking full strides in getting that ball, so that timing has to be nearly perfect, Jonathan.
So it's 2nd and like 2 inches. Jensen under center. Dixon will keep it this time. He has the first down to about the 15. They're still battling in the scrum, but either way you slice it, first down for the Raiders, and the offense once again in business. And if you look at the clock, it doesn't even seem believable, but there's still just under 8 minutes left in this second quarter.
Hey, we want to thank Atlas Excavating for
Atlas Excavating,
as they have helped us all year long. Easy for you. I'm by the window. I'm freezing. They helped us all year long. We want to help those fine folks for being part of our broadcast tonight.
They're a very loyal sponsor. We really appreciate them. Jensen, the handoff to the tailback. Atiso, not much going that time.
A little bit of help there by Kraft. No gain. Halftime guest tonight, Casey Dillon, will be with us.
Stick around for that. We always have a good halftime program. We'll update you on, recap what's happened, preview the next, and the aforementioned interview. 2nd down and 9 for the Raiders. Atiso has crossed his season high in both yards and touchdowns here in this first half. Jensen looking to throw and sailed it a little bit for Otiso, who got run over afterwards, and the flag comes flying in. Rock Elsroth.
Yeah, I think you extended the hand and you helped him out of bounds a little bit. This is going to be maybe a unsportsmanlike conduct foul. The soccer game that is being played at Carroll Stadium tonight as Covenant Christian's taking on Fort Wayne Canterbury. Overtime.
Ooh.
0-0.
That's always fun.
Penalty kicks. Well, actually, they'll do 2 5-minute overtime periods, and then they'll go penalty kicks.
Bonus football.
Yep.
2nd down and 9.
That's what you have. You have a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. Go to half the distance to go. It's 2nd down.
Correction, 2nd down and 2 as the scoreboard just updates. Dixon is the fullback. The 2 wings are Coughing and Otiso. From near to far, Jensen throwing for the end zone. Smith, touchdown, Raiders!
Smith went up and climbed the ladder there and caught the ball. Nice job.
That is Smith's first touchdown of the year, his 3rd reception overall, and the Raiders lead 32-6, looking to tack on one more.
The kicking game has been suspect today, so I won't count those points early.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. The defense, however, for the Raiders has been consistently setting up the offense, and the offense has been delivering. Hazenplug, another high snap, but this kick is up. Towers over the crossbar, and good. 33-6, Harrison on Indiana SRN. We are always in the game. Welcome back to Harrison High School, everyone. Jonathan Mathis, Keith Myers, and you. The Raiders lead 33-6, mostly because of a dominant defense, stopping the Vikings and leading to plays where the offense delivers like so.
Look at the catch. Just went up and climbed, got that ball. Nice job.
Pennells will restart this one, sending it deep downfield. Newcombe will field it and be able to return it across the 20. Harangue down at about the 28-yard line, which will let us, as they get reset, update the Titus Bakery out-of-town scoreboard. Roncalli still leads Cathedral 10-6. A big game in northern Indiana. Adams Central and Churubusco. The Jets lead 7-3. Triton Central, Knightstown tied at 0. Tri-West and Danville tied at 6. Western Boone leads Tipton 14-7. New Pal leads Zionsville 14-7. Carmel over Westfield 21-0. And Sheridan Monroe Central also at 0. And on the Indiana SRN Family Networks, we have a couple updates as well.
Yeah, you got Heritage Christian and Cecina. Cecina leads 20-0. Still 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. And the championship soccer game 0-0 as Covenant Christian taking on Fort Wayne Canterbury. We had a penalty on the play there, Jonathan. We had the sideline interference, which is a warning. You get a free one first, and then you get charged for one. And then we had a timeout by Huntington as head coaches going over what he wants them to do in this possession.
This will give us a little opportunity to look at.
Well, you got to do real quick. Volleyball tomorrow on Indiana SRN. Right. The semi-state down in Columbus East. Myself and Alex Stevenson will be down there as Heritage Christian takes on Christian Academy. Game time is at 1 o'clock. We go on the air at 12:40. Should be interesting. Semi-state action in volleyball on Indiana SRN.
And then if you just want to enjoy that but also enjoy more football, we'll keep you up to date on the IU game, which is playing tonight. Kickoff is soon. But don't go anywhere. Join us. We'll give you updates, that and the World Series. Ball State played last night and got demolished by Ohio, 52-14.
Did they show up? I don't even think they showed up.
They showed up for 2 touchdowns. Hippensteel on first down tries a reverse field, and this play got blown dead mercifully for him. Other in-state games tomorrow. Purdue takes their 4-3 record. Big win against the Buckeyes last weekend to East Lansing to take on the 4-3 Spartans. The Spartans are favored by 2, but a lot of confidence here in West Lafayette that they can defeat Michigan State. Number 3 and undefeated Notre Dame goes to play Navy in San Diego. The Irish favored by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, both of those games will be halfway decent. I think Purdue has to play very, very well to be in that game.
Normally the option is dangerous for Navy, but when you have a bye week to prepare for it, such as the Irish, it could be a bloodbath. 2nd and 10. Kaler. Chased. Urban gets a strip sack, and it's picked up and rumbled, but blown dead.
They're going to call that an incomplete pass.
Joey Laurie almost had a moment to remember forever, but is blown dead.
Ruled incomplete. You know who's the most
Here's a replay on it.
It's pretty close.
It's very close. The referee would say that the video evidence was not indisputable.
There you go.
3rd and 10.
How about Joe, though? Joe's the most disappointed guy in the stadium.
I don't blame him. At this point in the game, you feel like I got to have it 3rd down here for Brett Kaler and the Vikings. The blitz gets to him again, but he eludes it, flips it downfield, and incomplete for Newcombe. 4th down for Huntington North.
I think he might have been able to run for the first down. There was lots of room there for him, but chose to pass. And this is the 3rd or 4th time in a row they've had to punt the ball.
Back deep to return is Quentin Wood. Got a good return the last time they got brought back for a penalty. Punt from Hosler. Wood will have room. Gets it across the 50, and the Raiders, it's just a theme today. They've had excellent field position whenever they've touched the ball.
Every time they had to touch the ball, you're right. You know, when you can go short distance, as they have all night, it's easier to score. Their offense, though, is kicking very, very well. Running game is piling up yards after yards after yards.
If you look at some of the quick numbers, Andrew Jensen is 4 of 8 for 57 yards through the air. Omarion Dixon, 5 of 29 with a touchdown. Marcella Tiso, 7 of 62 yards and 7 carries and 2 scores. First and 10. Dixon, Omarion might be able to break free. He's got the first down. Nope, they're going to mark him a little bit short. He was very close. 2nd and short for the Raiders.
Nice little delay there. Handed it off, and then it looks like he counts to 1/1000 to make those holes, and then goes scampering down about 9. 2nd down and 1. The offensive line has done a nice job for Harrison, blowing Huntington off the ball.
So 2nd and 1 for the Raiders. Dixon averaging a little over 6 yards per carry. Jensen passing. Smith just outside of his reach. That would have been catch number 2.
Got a flag on the play. I think you're going to have offense. I think you're going to have pass interference or holding here because the defender definitely had jersey.
We'll see what.
The side judge did not have it, but the back judge did. And that's what we have.
When it rains, it pours.
So you're going to go 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. And now you got a late flag again, Daniel. He just threw another flag.
Thanks, Phil.
Jonathan, I'm sorry.
It's another sideline?
nope, you got an unsportsmanlike conduct on the player. He picked up the flag, and then he threw it up in the air.
Now they're marching on down the field.
Frustration now on Huntington. And now Huntington calls a timeout.
We're going to take one, too. This is Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Welcome back to Harrison High School, A.J. Rickard Field. Many thanks to our friends at Atlas Excavating. They've been with us all season. Seaman Basketball. They've been with us for a long time. And great sponsor. We thank them very much. We thank you for joining us here at West Lafayette. It's actually a beautiful fall evening. It's raining over most of central Indiana, but not here. And it's a great night for the Harrison Raiders.
It's raining down in Indianapolis, and that's where we would have been. So we're glad that we're here tonight. Nice hospitality, athletic directors of both teams making things a lot easier for us during the week. Great hospitality when we came in tonight.
33-6, and the Raiders looking to pile on. They were the favorite entering tonight, not only in this game but in the sectional current standings, but they were favored by, on the Sagarin rankings, by 31.
Be interested to see what that Kokomo-Buketching game is.
We'll give you an update when we have it. That's one of the out-of-town scores, but they haven't updated that one yet on the old mobile phone. But that will be key to see whomever the winner of that game is whomever this winner gets.
He'll never do that.
Hand off to Dixon. He's trying to battle in, and he gets it to about the 5, right back to the line of scrimmage. Increase the down and try it again.
Time is not a factor here now. If you just take your time, you have an opportunity just to bust this thing wide open. Sectional championship games next week. Slew of them on our networks. We'll know what those are going to be on Monday.
Will Miller wide to the top. Dixon, the fullback, a Tissot in motion. It's on the dive to Amarion Dixon, and the Viking defense has been stout on this series. 3rd down and goal. Check this out. If you want to see a bunch of our features, this is a new thing for us, our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. We'll have features, game recaps, a whole bunch of great content online on YouTube available for you for free.
Our state tournament show will be on that one, as we'll have the Coaches Roundtable. You're a part of that.
Oh, I am.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
That will be fun.
November the 19th.
Hazen plug wide to the top. Smith wide to the bottom. 3rd and effectively 5, but 3rd and goal. Jensen under center. He will keep, and he will score. Touchdown Raiders.
I just don't know what to tell you. Just the offensive line is doing a great job of knocking the line of scrimmage 3 or 4 yards, and Jensen knew he wanted to score. Brings it to 39-6.
Looking for 40, although the extra points have been an adventure tonight for both teams. Ryan Pinnell, number 4, the kicker. Hazen plug the snapper. The snap is good. The kick is up. Looks good. It is 40-6, the Raiders. And this has been everything Harrison's wanted to do, they've been able to do so far tonight, Keith.
Yeah, they have. They've just played very, very well. They've had the ball in great field position. That's the key of this whole entire game, is where they got the ball, and they have scored at will, and their defense is playing pretty well as well.
Updates on the Titus Bakery out-of-town scoreboard. Cathedral has taken the lead over Roncalli 13-10. Adams Central leads Churubusco 21-3. No updates yet on the Kokomo-McCutcheon game, though that game has started. Knightstown Triton Central is still at 0. Tri-West leads Danville in a rivalry game in Hendricks County, 19-0. Western Boone leads Tipton 14-7. New Powell leads Zionsville 16-7. That's 2 touchdowns and a safety. And then Carmel leads Westfield 21-0. No score updated in the Sheridan Monroe Central game. This ball will check up inside the 5. Newcombe is going to have to make some magic happen, and it won't work. Down at about the 11. Huntington North begins this drive. Here's a replay of the touchdown.
Just takes the ball, going to be an option, and muscles it into the end zone.
Brett Kaler, the quarterback for the Vikings, is 5 of 8 for 89 yards. Logan Hippensteel has 9 carries for 28 yards. Devin Newcombe, 1 catch, targeted 3 times, has a drop. Kaler missed him once, and 53-yard touchdown was the other throw, and they need a lot of that. It was a quick hitter. This is a handoff to Hippensteel, and a little bit of a gain across the 10-yard line. Got about 2 yards. So 2nd and 8 upcoming. Go inside 3 minutes of play. Update on the Kokomo-McCutcheon game. Kokomo leads McCutcheon 12-7. Those out-of-town scoreboard updates brought to you by Titus Bakery. 2 locations of Titus Bakery in Lebanon and Westfield, both on State Road 32. If Kokomo does win that game, next week's game will be in Kokomo as flags come flying in.
And you don't want to play Kokomo because Kokomo has won 4 games straight. Looks like they're going to possibly win their 5th. Here's something that will shock you too. Chittard leads Guerin Catholic 49-6 in the first quarter. And I'll check that and make sure that we're in the first quarter.
That's pretty crazy.
Stand corrected. Thank you very much. Chittard is leading 49-6.
Here is 2nd and 14 from inside his own end zone, and down he goes. Joey Laurie thought he had a touchdown earlier, gets a sack here.
Sorry, there was a misprint from our guys at keeping the score for us.
Chittard is leading Rushville by
49-6.
Chittard was favored in that game by 70 points, and they're well on their way. The biggest favorite in the state. Do you know what it was?
Pioneer?
This weekend? Yes. Do you know by how much?
86-6.
Basically. 91 points. 3rd and 14. And we have a whistle and a
you know. Here's some hints for you. The last time, this was the last time this school hosted the state championships, and then Penn won their first state championship on this field. Where was the 1983-84 Class 3 championship played? Lucas Oil, Warren Central, or North Central? Where were you in 1983-84?
I wasn't alive yet.
You wasn't?
Nope, I was not.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll give you another hint. It was not at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
No, it was not. Now I feel real old that you wasn't born yet in 83, 84.
It's true. I was not. 3rd and 14. Kaler, gotta have it. Completes it on the far side, but they're well short of the first down. That Harrison defense, it came into tonight 4th overall in Class 5A. They're first in class in sacks, and they have looked every bit as good as advertised.
Got a timeout by Harrison with 1:17 to play in the first half with the score 40-6. Don't forget, Indiana SRN brings you high school volleyball tomorrow on our internet radio station. We'll be down in Columbus East as Heritage Christian takes in on Christian Academy. Game time is at 1 o'clock. We'll go on the air at 12:40. Semi-state volleyball. Next week is the Volleyball State Championships. Indiana SRN will have the volleyball banquet next week on our network, so check that out as well.
It just doesn't seem possible. It's already done.
Volleyball season over with this next week. Soccer ends this weekend.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have a great interview with Coach and a wonderful guest. But we'll also recap this first half. We will preview the second half. We got some good features. Don't go anywhere at halftime. We're not.
Well, I was hear from Daniel McMaster down on the field.
We will hear from Daniel McMaster down the field. Another update. Pioneer is leading Carroll 54-0.
Is that Carroll Fort Wayne or Carroll Flora?
Carroll Flora.
Traders Point leads Tinley 21-2.
Got 2 return men for the Raiders. It's Isaiah Armstrong, number 10, and nearest you is Quentin Wood. They're both off screen at the moment. So we're waiting to resume play. The Raiders have 77 seconds to score again.
You put it in here again?
They could. They could just call timeout. It would be rather demoralizing if they did for Huntington North, one would assume. Snap was low, fielded by the punter. Wood will fair catch it.
Wow. Nice catch.
And the Raiders will start this. One would assume their last offensive possession of the first half, though one never knows.
Yeah, I don't know if you listened to the commissioner report this week, but it was very interesting. Bobby Cox, the commissioner of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, and Bob Level was talking about games that were lopsided and how we can control those games and how we do those. And they were talking about running clocks and keeping things rolling so no kids would get hurt and keep the sportsmanship alive of the game. Because we're seeing some really dominating games early in the sectional play.
Too.
Yeah, a lot of points have been scored.
It's been Bill had a stat early in our season where he read off the amount of basically blowout games, and it just seemed like they're up this year.
Free kick. You get a free kick. If he puts this through, I think it's 3 points.
How about this? This is going to be a free kick, Jonathan. You know what this is? If he kicks this in the end zone, it's 3 points. This is very interesting. You're seeing something that's rare.
I've literally never seen this before. Pennell.
And it's short.
Oh, wow.
So now the ball goes back out to the 20. Well, the free kick, what a free kick is that any kicker can put it on the tee, and if you kick it, and no one can rush you, and if you kick it into the end zone, it's 3 points. And if you miss it, it goes back to the 20-yard line. It's the defenseless ball.
Do you have to kick it into the end zone or through the uprights?
You got to kick it through the uprights. I stand corrected. Got to kick it through the uprights. But he missed that by about a yard.
That was close.
You can do that on any play, yes. In my ear, someone has asked me, yes, you can do that anywhere on the field.
There was a wonderful voice from producer Jerry that none of you could hear, but Keith and I could. So with 70 seconds to go, the Vikings
gets the ball back.
1st and 10. Kaler to Smeckens, and he's short of a first down.
And let's finish that thought. That's one of the ways you could do sportsmanship. That very same thing is sportsmanship, because you don't want to run up the score. So what you want to do is give your field goal kicker an opportunity maybe to make a history book and tell his grandchildren what he did.
Yeah. No, I like that. I'd never seen it before. And that's why you tune in to Indiana SRN.
You see everything.
.org.
Exactly
you see
right.
a little bit of everything tonight. Kaler almost got smacked, but releases the pass, but it's incomplete for his intended receiver, Loston Shearer. 3rd and 3 upcoming.
I've seen about everything in this game. That's the most weirdest thing I've seen in the first half.
Yeah, right there with you. Kaler currently is 6 of 9 for 94 yards. He needs a bunch more here. 3 for a first down and another false start by Huntington North. And Keith, they just, whether turnovers or penalties, the Vikings have not been able to get out of their way tonight.
Yeah, and you know, positive yardage, you get positive yardage, and then you do things like that to lose your 5 yards, and you're about even on the night with positive yardage. And it's just one of those things that happen in the game. And, you know, now the weather conditions going to change because it's going to get cold. You're going to get cold on the sidelines. It makes it very difficult to come back.
7 penalties for 71 yards against Huntington North. 3rd and 8 for Brett Kaler and the Vikings. On the draw, hip and steal.
Oh.
And he got about 4.
Almost loses the ball there. Timeout by Harrison.
Let's look at a couple of the other high school, or not high school, but college games coming up this weekend that might be of some compelling interest. I think the best game, there's 2 games besides the one we just mentioned, the in-state ones. Number 9, Florida, and number 7, Georgia, playing in Jacksonville at 3:30. Pretty annually a good matchup. And number 18, Iowa, travels to number 17, Penn State. The Nittany Lions responded pretty well after losing 2 straight by beating IU, and now they get a welcome in a pretty hot Iowa Hawkeye team.
Hawkeyes are pretty good. They run the ball very, very well, pretty dangerous. I think the Hawkeyes might get them. It'd be very interesting. I love the matchups in the Big Ten. IU plays tonight, which is a rare game on Friday night.
We'll give you an update on that.
That's at 8:30. Is that an 8:30 start?
It's something like that, either 8 or 8:30. They're at Minnesota, who's 3-4, but road Big Ten games are always tough. Other Big Ten games: number 20, Wisconsin visits a pesky 4-3 Northwestern Wildcat team. Washington State, number 14, at number 24, Stanford. Is this punt almost blocked, but it will be fair caught just across the 50 on about the 49 of the Harrison Raiders. And now this would be a very, very, very long free kick if they tried it.
This would be a 60-yarder. What I think might happen here is the good old kneel down.
The old classic kneel down. If it is so, and it's looking like it, a dominant first half by Harrison, and I think one of a caliber that would have been hard to foresee coming into tonight. To this degree.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought this game would be very close, at least in the first half. But as we run down the clock, as we're going to go to halftime with the score of 40-6, and to be honest with you, Jonathan, it could have been a lot worse. But Harrison has done a nice job. Now Huntington has to regroup.
So if you looked at what Harrison did coming into tonight, they began the year a rough start. They 1-3. Then they rattled off 3 consecutive wins, and then they lost their last 2 games to a resurgent Kokomo Wildcats, spelled with a K.
Best team probably I've seen in the last couple of years. Yes.
And they held a very explosive Marion Giant team to 14 points, and they lost both those games, but they were both very close losses, both by 3 points,
right.
And they played very well, was what I'm trying to say, for 2 months now.
You go back to that Marion game, Marion's averaging 46 points, and all of a sudden they only scored 14 points on you, played a great defense. Marion's very good. Kokomo going all the way to the state finals last year, losing all those seniors. Now the sophomores and juniors are finally learning how to win, and we talked about it. Kokomo is one of those dangerous teams in 5A. They're, them and McCutcheon are playing tonight. Kokomo wins. They got a championship home game heading their way. Kokomo and Harrison are probably the two dangerous teams in 5A in the northern bracket.
And Harrison, they were favored coming in this sectional, which was in recent history a little bit intriguing because the Raiders hadn't had that success. But this year they've really delivered, especially as we said in the second half of the year. And this is a great opportunity for them not only to get their first sectional win since 2014, but their possibility of winning their first sectional title in forever, 1994. It's been more than a lifetime. There's some of the coaches who weren't alive then.
Yeah, and you're also, playing at home, you're very dangerous playing at home. Could be very interesting. Could be a very good wrap-up.
So we're going to go down to our sideline. Right next to our scoreboard is Daniel McMaster on the 40. Take it away, Daniel.
Thanks, guys. As you noticed, the score 40-6 Raiders. This is probably the best offensive performance we've had all season long here at A.J. Rickard on the road. The Raiders are playing very well. Offensively, they're doing pretty much what they've done all season long. But you got to think about the discipline right now. Huntington North getting 3 consecutive dead ball penalties, last touchdown score for the Raiders, and as a result, some dysfunction across the field. And Harrison has feasted on it for the most part. And the free kick by Brian Pennell was just a mere couple feet away from going in too, and that would have lifted a lot of the spirits here on the Harrison sideline. Guys, back to you.
Welcome back, folks. Well, we're going to have a little conversation with Coach and a special guest. Take it away, Coach.
I'll have Casey Dillon is joining us now at the desk, and Casey's been involved with Casey, thanks very much for joining us.
Yeah, how are you?
Doing well. We got to take a break. We'll be right back after this. So you're listening to Indiana SRN.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Casey Dillon joins us here at halftime with the score being 40-6 as the Harrison Raiders taking on the Vikings of Huntington North. And Casey, what a great first half for the the Harrison Raiders.
Yeah, Coach Peebles got them all fired up this week. They had a really good week of practice. They thought they'd have some success in things, and it looks like they're out there doing what they practiced all week. So
the interesting thing was the free kick. Been a 49-yard field goal or 50-yard field goal. Pretty impressive. No one's seen that in high school football.
It's been a while, and I tell you what, since Coach Peebles has been here, they have this script on Thursdays pregame, and they run through 48 plays, and it's the weird plays that you never see. So literally, these kids have practiced that play every week this year. They practice it all last year, so these kids know if after a fair catch you can free kick, and you just very rarely get a fair catch on the other side of the 50, and Pennell could probably hit that most days. So.
Well, if he had the win, I think he would have hit it. Let's talk a little bit about Harrison and the sponsorship that you have. Indiana SRN has been with you now. This is, I think, our third year with you. We met 3 years ago at Westfield, as Indiana SRN has done internet radio, now webcasting here. How's the sponsorship and how's the community really absorbed this?
Yeah, I tell you, our community really likes football. And this is a great opportunity for people. This is fall break here at Harrison, so people aren't here can watch the game today. Our sponsors support us, and it actually ends up being a fundraiser for us. So we can cover all the costs of the production, and then we can make a little money for the football team. Coach Peebles has family all over the country, so if those guys can watch and pay attention and listen to the games, it really brings that Harrison Raider family closer together even when you're not here. Daniel
McMasters has been here since day one. He's the most famous Harrison fan that you have on our network, and Daniel just really meets really well with the kids and does a nice job. Coaches, first thing the coaches said was, is Daniel going to be here? Daniel's working the sideline with us tonight.
That's awesome. He has such a great attitude, and he does a couple sports for us, so he gets to know the kids, whether it's basketball, baseball, softball. I mean, he's around. He comes to practices, so he can see the plays. They practice through the week. So when he's in here for a game to call it, he knows what to expect, who the players are. He does a great job.
And if people want to be involved in your sponsorship, how do they get a hold of you, and can they get that done so we can get football back on SRN next year?
Coach Peebles handles all of the recruitment and all of the sales, so you can always contact him. Anybody can obviously reach out to me. Keith Madden or I will help get all the paperwork and get everything done so you can get your logos and commercials on there. But Coach Peebles has a very good hand in what's going on here, and this is very important to him to make sure that we're getting the right message out there and letting people know we got a good program, and he wants to make sure this keeps going well.
Let's talk about your junior program as well, as you have in-house 4th and 5th and 5th and 6th grade football.
Yeah.
That has grown leaps and bounds. You have more teams this year than you have in the past.
Yeah, the first thing Coach Peebles did when he got here was start an in-house youth program. So he started from scratch. We got 3rd and 4th as one group, 5th and 6th as one group. And then this year we started a flag program. So we have 198 kids in our program this year. They all get to play out here on the turf field. They get to wear Harrison colors. They got the Harrison logo on the top. And if you haven't seen it, downstairs by the concession stand, there's a picture that has every football player from kindergarten through seniors all on one photo.
Yeah, I saw that today when I came in. I thought that was pretty impressive. The other thing is not only the football program in the fall, but the volleyball program and soccer programs. Cross country's done really well. The winter sports look good with a new basketball coach, a girls basketball coach. The season looks very bright for Harrison.
Yeah, we got a lot of good kids here at Harrison, and their hard work pays off. And it's funny how when the football team has some success, the whole school kind of seems to follow that. So it's nice to keep this thing rolling positively.
And the softball team did very, very well. You have a daughter that's on that team, and they're looking to make some noise this year as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, they got a great program. They're 27-3 last year, only lost to 2 teams. Expectations are very high, and they're starting their fall voluntary workouts, led by the upperclassmen and the captains. But the expectations are very high. They got some very, very good quality kids that'll do well for Harrison this year as well as in college when they continue on.
Casey Dillon has done a nice job working with us throughout the years. And if you want to come support them, you can check out our website at indianasrn.org or look me up at my email at coach@indianasrn.org as well. Casey, thank you very much for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thanks. You guys do a great job.
We appreciate that very much. Score 40-6 here at halftime. We'll be back with the second half right after this. You're listening and watching Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Boron Homes is proud to present Briar Creek. Beautifully landscaped and maintained, today's manufactured homes provide durable, state-of-the-art housing at prices you can afford. Enjoy the tax benefits of owning, including lower property taxes combined with easy maintenance of renting. Briar Creek, it's truly unique, the only 55-plus manufactured home neighborhood in the Indianapolis area. located just east of I-465 on Pendleton Pike, near Fort Harrison State Park. Visit Briar Creek today.
Welcome back to A.J. Rickard Field. Harrison leading and commanding lead at the moment, Coach. 40-6. What would you like to see in the second half?
Well, if you're Harrison, what you want to do is continue with the same intensity defensive-wise, and then offensively, I think you're going to see them run the ball a lot more to run the clock. If you're Huntington, you just need to get positive things and maybe do that one step at a time. Get a first down, get a second first down, and work that way. Could be very interesting here in the for a second half. If you're Harrison, though, you cannot think this game is over. This game, you still got to play very, very well, and you got to finish the product, and then you have to worry about what happens next week.
So when we pick this one up, we'll give you a couple scoreboard updates momentarily as we get our window adjusted.
I got some scores here for you. Avon and Paramaridan. Avon leads 28-0. Ben Davis 28-2. Babuff. I don't know if this is the right score, but I have 92-0, and we're double checking that score to make sure what that is. I think that might be 9-2, a 9-0 in the second quarter. 21-0 Brownsburg over Southport.
Brownsburg is a dominant football team.
My goodness, they're loaded.
From college football world, Minnesota currently leads the Hoosiers of IU 7-3 with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. 0-0 in the bottom of the first of the World Series Game 3. Red Sox lead that.
Who's leading that series?
The Red Sox are.
Yeah.
Not the Dodgers.
The Red Sox. I like the Red Sox.
Some halftime stats from both teams. Harrison, Andrew Jensen, the quarterback, 4 of 8 for 57 yards with a touchdown. Omarion Dixon on the ground had 39 yards on 8 carries. That's almost 5 yards per carry, which is close to his average. He has a touchdown, a 1-yarder. Marcel Atiso was the star of the first half. Not only did he have a kickoff return for a touchdown, he also had 62 yards on 7 carries and 2 scores, 1 for 5 yard, 1 for 22. Jake Smith had a receiving touchdown and 8 yards. The first big play of the game for Harrison was a 23-yard pass to Matt Hazenplug for his first end-only catch of the game thus far. For Huntington North, Brett Kaler is 7 of 11 for 104 yards. He has passed over 100 yards the majority of the time this year. He's done it 6 times. This is now the 7th. But the one touchdown, they needed a lot more of that, and too many turnovers in the passing game. Logan Hippensteel had 32 yards on 11 carries. In the receiving game, Drew Newcombe only 2 catches for 58 yards.
Got a soccer final for you in 1A. Fort Wayne Canterbury beats Covenant Christian 6-5 in penalty kicks. Fort Wayne Canterbury wins their second back-to-back state championship 6-5 in penalty kicks, and it took 2 rounds of penalty kicks to get that done.
As we get ready to get set, a couple other scores from around the state. Cathedral leads Roncalli 16-10. Center Grove leads Columbus North 28-0. Adams Central leads Churubusco 28-10. Pioneer leads in their game 62-0.
Are you kidding?
They're getting closer to their projection of 91 points. Triton Central leads Knightstown 13-0. Tri-West over Danville 19-0. Western Boone leads Tipton in a close one. That might be one of the games in the state. 14-13. New Pal 16. Zionsville 10. Carmel 21. And Westfield 0. And this kick will be brought back out for touchback.
You know, the New Pal game is the closest game they have played in about 18 games.
They've always had in recent history, they've struggled against the Eagles in the postseason. And you saw at Zionsville, they played a very tough regular season, which helps normally prepare them. Same thing for Cathedral. Generally
a lot of
prepares
6A
them.
schools.
They do,
yep.
and it generally prepares them for the 5A playoffs. As this is what we're at, the 5A level. Harrison has looked very good tonight, and they get to lead off the second half. The quarterback in is Tyler Kanoy, a freshman, number 2. Hands it off to Marion Dixon, who steps through one defender and gets about 6 or 7 yards on the first carry out to the 27-yard line.
You know, you get the new quarterback in, the freshman get some experience in varsity action. Smart thing to do here.
He has 17 total passing yards on the season, and he has 5 carries for 16 yards. On 2nd and 3 for the Raiders. Noy under center. Dixon, the fullback, behind him. Atiso in motion. It'll be kept by Kanoy, and he gets it across the 35-yard line to about the 37.
Positive runs. Cecina leads Heritage Christian 27-0.
Bring up first down for the Raiders.
Western Boone and Tipton. Western Boone leads 14-13. That's a great game.
Minute gone here in this third quarter. The pitch to Stevie Coughing. Far sideline. Trying to get to the edge. Whirled past one player, and it's a good gain on first down, bringing up 2nd and manageable. A little other score update on the Titus Bakery out-of-town scoreboard. Kokomo leads McCutcheon 12-7 at the half.
Kokomo wins. They will host the sectional championship game.
Further update, 21-14. Lafayette Jeff leads Noblesville. Noblesville, a strong defensive unit. It's a close game. The Bronchos are very competitive, and that'll be a tough one. That's the same as the Carmel sectional. Marion Dixon right up the gut to the 45.
You know, every team in Harrison, Lafayette is playing tonight at home, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. The odds of that happening with a blind draw is spectacular.
Yeah. Ball break, as we were told by Casey Dillon this week, so the numbers are a little down. But nice, stands pretty nice and full, both sides.
Braving the low 40s degree weather. Cheer on their Raiders or the Vikings. Their fans turned out rather well for having to drive 91 miles to get here. A decent gain on first down, 2nd down and about 6.
As the fall season ending, soccer ends tomorrow officially. Volleyball ends next week. You can tell the month of November is coming. The round ball begins.
That'll be fun. It was great last year. 2nd and 7 from the 43. Noy will keep it and thrown down. Big Christian Graft was there on the tackle, the senior for the Vikings. Brings up 3rd and long for the Raiders.
Finish that thought. Basketball on Indiana SRN, 168 games and counting on the networks.
That's a lot. Stay tuned to our social media pages, and we'll just try to keep you all informed about upcoming basketball content.
You have a few of those games coming up.
I do. It'll be fun. 3rd and 8. The freshman will pass for the first time today. Downfield. Smith caught it. Smith still going and out of bounds inside the 10, but a flag is down. For the moment, it's a big completion to Jake Smith, but we'll see what the referee has to say.
Got a holding on Huntington North, so they're going to decline this penalty, and they'll have a 1st and 10 right there on the 18-yard line.
Jake Smith is having himself a very good gain.
And he just catches the ball with that one hand, brings them both in. Nice job, and runs right after, doesn't do anything fancy.
He has doubled up, including that reception. his total receptions on the season. He entered tonight at 2. Now he has 4. Got his first touchdown for the year. He has showed up on the sectional stage. Several of the Raiders have. Marcelo Tiso's had a great game. Marion Dixon's had a good one. The entire defense for the Raiders have.
Yeah, the only bad thing, I think, is really the kicking game, the extra points and block extra point. But they are accepting this penalty because this is tagged on to after the run. So now the ball goes to the what is that, the 16-yard line? 13-yard line. So after the catch was, that's amazing. I never seen that happen before. I thought maybe you could decline that penalty.
We've seen all sorts of things we've never seen before so far tonight.
We have.
Knoy. Dixon behind him, coughing in motion. The handoff is to Dixon, who runs through one tackle and into the end zone. Touchdown, Harrison, 46-6.
Is Dixon not a great player? And they got a late flag.
I think it's for the celebration. He busted a little move in the end zone.
Coach Peoples will take care of that for you very quickly.
So that'll just move this. This could jeopardize this extra point opportunity. Move that back.
As we'll watch that on replay here a little bit. Cecina leads at halftime over Heritage Christian 40-0.
Yikes. It was a very promising season for Heritage Christian overall.
They had a great year.
But they ran in. Cecina is an excellent football team.
I think Cecina is probably one of the best team in 2A. A lot of people picked them to win the state championship.
Them or Western Boone were the two picks.
Especially with the SRN guys.
Yeah. So
the extra point will be at the normal place, and then they'll mark off the 15-yard penalty at the kickoff.
Matt Hazen plugged the holder. Brian Pinnell, the kicker. The snap is down, the kick is up, it's through and good. 47-6 in favor of the Raiders on Indiana SRN. We are always in the game.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Welcome back to A.J. Rickard Field at Harrison High School in West Lafayette. I'm Jonathan Mathis. Keith Myers is to my right. The Harrison Raiders have been in A form this evening. They lead by 41.
47-6, as you see on the scoreboard. I want to thank people for tuning in tonight. And really now you've marked off the 15-yard penalty, so you have to kick from the 25-yard line. So Huntington North will get pretty good field position here, Jonathan, and they really need to get something started.
They're going to show a lot about their character in the second half with how they respond to this sizable deficit on the scoreboard. Devin Newcombe, normally back to return kicks, is there. Pinnell will send it. Both the kicker and the returner wearing number 4 at the moment. Newcombe drops the return, picks it up, tries to find a seam, leaks through one, skips through another, still on his feet, and now out of bounds and thrown down on the orange sideline across the 50. Great return by Devin Newcombe. And here's the replay of the touchdown. Marion Dixon.
The little shake and bake there gets the 15-yard penalty.
1st and 10 for Huntington North. Kaler with 104 passing yards. One could assume they'll be needing a lot more of that, but the Raider pass rush led by Jake Urban, Jacob Kane, Joey Laurie, Jacob Schmidt has been in the Viking backfield all game long. The fake the handoff, it's to Newcombe, his third catch of the game, and he skips out of bounds after a gain of 1 or 2. Not much.
No, Harrison had that covered very well.
So 60 yards on 3 catches for Newcombe. The average looks good. But they need to move the ball quickly, and they are capable of doing it. Wide to the top of your screen, number 10, Andrew Smickens. In the slot is Newcombe. At the bottom is Zach Hubbard, number 17. Kaler. Oh, man. Peyton Switzer, the senior.
How about this? 5'10", 285 pounds. And all 285 got him down on the turf.
Oh, man.
Lost of 2. Lost of 1.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 9. They say a loss of 3. It's 3rd and 11.
That was a nice tackle.
It was thunderous. Kaler in the pistol. The blitz is coming. He fires, finds Smickens. They need the first, and is going to be close. They're going to mark him a yard short. 4th and 1 upcoming from Huntington North.
Might want to go for this one just to see what you can do. Yep.
I think you have to. Producer Jerry, what do you say? He chuckled. I think that's a yes.
I think he's saying yes too. We're at 6:45 and running.
They need 6 scores. On 4th and 1. A sneak. And he got it. He needed 1 yard. He got about 2. They'll move the chains. We see a little life from the Huntington North offense.
And I think the first thing that you need to do here is just continue to run the ball. Get positive things here. Lots of seniors on this ball club, on this Huntington North ball club.
One of the seniors on the football team, Colton Mills, was the recent homecoming king a few weeks ago. Huntington North, a little bit of everything. A close-knit team for the Vikings, and this is Smickens, and he's just short of another first down. Nice pitch and catch from Kaler to Smickens, another senior on this team. Kaler is a senior as well. Not his brother. We talked about him in the opening. I haven't talked about him too much more. But Damon Kaler and Brett Kaler are not brothers. First cousins. 2nd and 1. Brett to Smeckens. Second catch in a row. Tried a little juke move. It didn't work too much, but it does get a first down nevertheless. Moving the chains. Thanks. Bishop Chittard on the Titus Baker Out-of-Town scoreboard leads Rushville by, Bill would call that a country mile, I believe.
62-6.
So inside 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The Vikings moving. Kaler looking end zone. Zach Hubbard's there, but he overthrew him. 2nd and 10 upcoming now.
Kaler's pass was incomplete, intended for number 17, Zachary Hubbard.
Indiana SRN. This is not a thrilling night for Steve McClure.
Oh, the Silver Foxes are really upset tonight. Brownsburg leads the Cardinal
by a sizable margin. He's also a Dodger fan, just like Bill Ludlow. On the give, Hippensteel close to a first down. I believe he got it. He did by about 3 yards. Great run from Logan Hippensteel. Averaging his right about as average. That'll help it. He is now over 3 yards per carry. The Dodgers and the Red Sox are still tied at 0 in the bottom of the second.
This is a nice little series here for Huntington. A couple of first downs, running their offense, running the clock a little bit, positive yardage.
Hubbard is wide to the bottom. Kaler looking end zone, tipped and incomplete. The intended receiver was Andrew Smeckens, but it will bring up a second down.
Well, we did get a clarification on the Babuff-Guerin score.
We did. A little bit closer than was first given.
10-7, I do believe Babuff is leading Guerin.
All those non-Indiana SRN games are brought to you by Titus Bakery, 2 locations for donuts made the old-fashioned way on State Road 32 in Lebanon and Westfield. 4-12 frozen on the third quarter scoreboard at the moment.
Get the jelly donut.
They're very good. All of them are good. You can't go wrong. Kaler. Hippensteel.
Wow.
A whirling dervish gets across the line of scrimmage, gaining a few yards to make it a little bit more manageable third down. The Vikings can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
Yeah, he was tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but he gained balance, and it looked like he flew in the air and picked up another 3 yards. Pretty impressive.
Hippensteel, conference honorable mention this past year. He entered tonight with 570 rushing yards. 6 touchdowns, though. Kaler looking for a first down and incomplete, but a flag comes tumbling in.
Late flag. I think you might have holding here on the defense.
We'll see. Fortunately, we have a former referee to be able to break down this sign that you're about to see.
No indication yet what it was.
Fourth down. Excuse me, third down and short. Kaler with Hippensteel in the backfield with him. Fakes it to Logan. Pitches it out to Newcombe, who's swarmed by a bunch of Raiders, trying to outrun him to the sideline, and will be ushered out of bounds.
Lost some yardage there.
Probably should have just dropped it.
So now it will be fourth down and about 6. That's a tough play.
The Jaws theme thunders through the stadium. 4th and 7. After Newcombe lost 3. He is in the slot at the top of your screen. Wide to the top is Andrew Smeckens. Hubbard wide at the bottom. Kaler looks towards the ball's tipped in. Incomplete. And the Raiders will take over again.
Nice defensive stance here by the Raiders.
Tell you what, if the Raiders bring defense like this next week, look out whomever has to play.
Yeah, whoever they play, that will be very good. You know, the conference they played in has 2 schools in their conference that are in their sectional, so they're very familiar with both McCutcheon and Kokomo. They won the sword game against McCutcheon a few weeks back, and that's always a good momentum.
Won that game 17-7. McCutcheon with the best record entering this postseason among the sectional 11 teams. They're 6-3. Kokomo is 4-5. Same as Harrison and Huntington North. Here's a handoff and trying to move the pile, but not getting much. Back to the line of scrimmage with 3 minutes 10 to go here in the third.
If you like volleyball, don't forget volleyball on Indiana SRN tomorrow. Semi-state going down to Columbus East tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning. Game time 1 o'clock as the Heritage Christian Eagles take on Christian Academy Warriors. Class 2 semi-state volleyball.
2nd and 8. Hand off to Coughing, and he doesn't get anything.
Harrison playing some of the other roster players tonight. So down about 2:19 as you see the clock running. Thanks to Jerry Collins for producing today. Riley Thomason as the cameraman. Riley does a nice job. Made me look good at halftime, didn't he?
Yeah. 3rd and 8. Noy misses everyone. 4th down for Huntington, or for Harrison. Huntington North will most likely be able to get the ball back here on a punt.
This is the second punt for Huntington of Harrison tonight.
First incompletion for Tyler Noy tonight. He has 25 yards on the game. Newcombe waiting on the Harrison 46. The punt from in the end zone was almost blocked. It will be well short.
That ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
It will be downed at the 36-yard line as trying to help it along with some wind gusts was Isaac Armstrong, the senior strong safety, number 32.
Maybe picked up another yard because of that wave. I don't know.
With 141, Vikings trailing by 41. The projection before the game earlier this week was the Harrison was favored by 31 in this matchup. So you could say the Raiders have outperformed their expectations thus far. And they've looked excellent.
With about 13 and a half minutes left in this game.
Here's 1st and 10. Kaler floats it towards the sideline. Nice catch if he's inbounds. He was. 1st down. Devin Newcombe reeled it in.
Placed that ball at the 15-yard line. Nice catch, nice throw.
Chains move. That really hasn't been an issue for Huntington North. They've been able to get 1st downs, but they haven't been able to string the 1st downs together. Definitely haven't been able to get the points. They scored on the breakout play, the 53-yarder to Devin Newcombe earlier in the 2nd quarter, and an explosive beginning of the 2nd quarter. Hubbard at the bottom of your screen, number 17. Smeckens and Newcombe at the top. Kaler chased from his pocket again, eludes one blitzer, firing towards the end zone. Newcombe's there, but is a little too high, incomplete.
Was rushed out of the pocket there. Probably didn't want to throw the ball a little bit too soon. Just overthrown its just receiver.
2nd and 10. So if you look at this situation, especially, I think one would be if you're Harrison and you dominated this game, but you want to be able to keep your kids team level, as we see the 2nd down play, hip and steal, runs the ball, bulldoze over one Raider to about the 10. How do you get your team rebalanced and recalibrated for the next game, whomever it's either Kokomo or McCutcheon, two teams that have historically done very well against the Raiders?
You show them the block punt you show them missed field goals, and you show them how you missed tackles in the first quarter, and you also show them this second half of where the second string may be playing too, and you just shear things up. And if you're on the road, you got to play a lot sharper than what you played tonight.
So in the gun is Kaler, 3rd and 5. Again, the Vikings can get a first down without getting a touchdown. And Hubbard has it intercepted. It was in his hands. It was poked out. Quentin Wood down the sideline, cutting back across the 50. Still going to the 41-yard line and whirled down at the 39.
Well, I tell you what, when things are going your way, things are going your way. That ball looked like it was going to be caught, poked out, and then just ran it all the way back. He caught that ball on about the 10-yard line. As you see it pop right out, and he just break one tackle there. Then you look at the nice block here downfield, turned up the field, crossed the 50. This is where I thought he was going to break it here. Nice defense there. Drops him down to about the 37-yard line.
An amazing play from Quentin Wood. And a wide open Miller. The pass is way behind him. He's down the sideline and out of bounds. Kyler Knoy just floated that one. It could have been a touchdown with 8 seconds to go in this third quarter.
I thought that was an infield fly rule. That's how that ball was up in the air.
He got some lift under it.
He did. No.
It's getting close over in McCutcheon. 13-12 is the Kokomo lead.
What a game.
1st and 10 for the Raiders.
Could be the last play of the third quarter.
And off is kept by Kanoy. Probably should have. It was ripped away and going the opposite direction. Is Huntington North for a big touchdown. Andrew Nash, the senior. What the world?
Well, I don't know if he was down or not, but it's going to be a touchdown. It's going to be the touchdown at the end of the third quarter, as Huntington North now will score the extra point.
What an unbelievable end of the third quarter.
I mean, you got an interception that ran all the way back to the 37, and then the quarterback fumbles the ball.
And not only an interception, Coach, but one that looked caught,
yeah,
tinked off his fingers into the defender, who then had a great return, and then we'll have to see the replay of that fumble. Here's the extra point. It's up. It looks good. It is good. It is 47-13 here in Indiana SRN at the end of the third quarter, where you're always in the game.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Let's go down to the sideline. Daniel McMaster at the 50.
Yeah, in that third quarter, guys, Harrison played a little bit of the first string, but the second string had made an impact as well, especially offensively, as we saw on that touchdown drive by Huntington North on the strip fumble that went for a touchdown. But outside of that, defense looks strong. Offense is still looking good. And remember, Harrison hasn't won a sectional football game since 1994, so this would be a huge win for the program.
Thank you,
guys,
Daniel.
back to you.
Thank you.
1994.
The last sectional win. The last state title was 1992 here at Harrison. Harrison had 6 sectional titles before the 1994. 1981, 87, 89, 90, 92, 94. A really good run there. The late 80s into the early 90s. Here, the Raiders will field this one at their 1. Good run back across the 20 to about the 23-yard line, which is where the Harrison will take over. And they fumbled the last time on a play that looked like this. Oh, Tyler Kanoy just ripped away.
Yeah, he took it right away from him and just rumbled it down the field, and nobody near him.
Play of his life for Andrew Nash, the senior.
He'll be watching that on Indiana SRN replay.
He should. And you could. Yeah, we have all of our games are on demand on our website, indianasrn.org. You can tune in and watch past broadcasts, especially of our webcasts here. We've had a lot of fun this year with this new venture. Just a whole new way of consuming and producing sports on Indiana SRN. A new quarterback into the game, and that is number 6, Jack Schrempf. He handed it off to, I believe, Trevor Walters.
Schrempf,
or
a junior.
Brock Robertson. Here's the fumble again.
5'9".
That slow motion. Oh, man. He had no chance.
Yeah, he had no chance at all. The ball just pops right out. Nice job by the slope. Nice job by the cameraman. Look at that.
Just a miracle, that one.
That's super slow-mo right there. That's a new feature on Indiana SRN. If you'd like to sponsor that, just let me know.
2nd and 10. Schrempf hands it off. And speaking of which, if you like to sponsor, or if you'd just be interested in helping our cause here at Indiana SRN, on our webpage, if you scroll down, you see a donate button. And we'd ask you to prayerfully consider clicking that button and donating it. All the money proceeds from the donation goes to more sporting events on the air. It's directly related. The donations will help get more entertainment, sports entertainment on our airwaves. They'll put more kids from more different schools in front of their families, parents, friends, whomever, you included. So Indiana SRN, we'd be happy to have partner with you in that donation where you're always in the game.
Got a late flag here. I think you got encroachment.
A little over-eager.
Nope. You got a false start on the Harrison Raiders.
The young Harrison Raider team out there now. Mixing in a bunch of 2nd and 3rd teamers. Still with a 34-point lead. Schrempf. Third and 13, airing it out. And complete! Across the 50, breaking free down the sideline, going towards the end zone. Zion King, touchdown Raiders.
How about that?
Zion King had one catch for 6 yards before that one. It came in the first game of the year. He's waited 3 months and pulls off a play like that.
And breaks a tackle. Looked like he was going to be stopped at the 30 and just kept on going, moving the feet. We have seen some weird touchdown plays tonight.
Jack Schrempf, sophomore quarterback, number 6, pitch and catch with sophomore Zion King. And another flag flies. I'll have to show that one again.
Got offsides against Huntington. We'll move the ball up half the distance.
With 9:55 to go here in the game. 53-13 at the moment. Looking to make it 54-13. Snap is down. Kick is up. Kick is through. 54-13. We have seen everything tonight. We've seen a free kick. We've seen a great touchdown pass on the sideline. We've seen great kickoff returns. We've seen everything.
We have seen everything, and the good thing about this is Harrison has to feel really good about themselves because unless there's a huge miracle here, they will go to practice tomorrow feeling pretty good, winning a sectional game since 1994. Coach People will have that on the board for them, and now they either will look to play Kokomo or McCutcheon. Right now it looks like Kokomo. If Kokomo holds off McCutcheon, it would be 13-12 at the last report. That game would be at Kokomo. Indiana SRN Radio or Harrison Radio will have that on the broadcast for you next Friday night.
Fitting of note, the last sectional win for Harrison came against Kokomo in 2014. They beat the Wildcats 17-14. But it has been a long time since the Harrison Raiders won their last sectional title. Been since 1992 since they won regional and state. And Newcombe will field that in the end zone. Looking ahead at some NFL matchups this weekend, we saw the Texans dismantle the Dolphins last night, 42-23. Let's get some of Coach's predictions for this week. Football action.
I think the Colts will beat the Raiders.
They better.
They need to.
The Colts are favored by 3.
Yep.
What about, this is an interesting one. Maybe not. The Broncos at the Chiefs.
Not interested at all. Chiefs by about 20.
The Cleveland Browns at a much-hated rival, Pittsburgh Steelers. Those two teams hate each other.
I like to see the Browns beat the Steelers.
Steelers are 3-2-1 coming off a bye week. The Browns are 2-4-1. Kaler, a little bit of miscommunication, hands it off to Hip and Steele, and the Raider defense was not confused at all. Tyler Bell was in on the tackle, number 45.
I think that ball was supposed to go left and ended up going right.
Couple 500 teams in the NFL. The Seahawks visiting Detroit to take on the Lions.
I think the Lions will win that one.
They are favored in the matchup. The Giants welcome the Redskins from Washington.
Man, Washington needs a win.
They are 4-2. The Giants 1-6.
Yeah.
Taking the Redskins. 2nd and 10 for Huntington North. Kaler chased out of the pocket. Will run. And was swarmed. Here's a replay of a very impressive catch. Break this down.
Look at this. He just separation. Then he bots off the defender. Then he trips himself, and then he picks himself back up and just goes.
Zion King.
He wanted to score. He wanted to go to Dog and Sons tonight. Tell the girls all the things he did tonight.
80-yard touchdown from Zion King.
Dog and Sons is a restaurant. It's one of the sponsors of Harrison football, and it's a great place to get a hot dog and a root beer.
8 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the game. Kaler still fighting to Smeckens, who was driven back about 5 yards.
How about this defense of Harrison? Has played really, really well.
It hasn't entered tonight. We said this earlier, but it's worth repeating. They were 4th overall in Class 5A. One of the better defenses also, I mean, in the state, but especially in class, and they have looked every bit as dominant. You have to take out a couple big plays, freakish plays almost, and it could have almost been a shutout situation for Harrison. 4th and 1 for Huntington North. Kaler hands it off to Hip and Steele. Great run from Logan, and he gets it across the 35-yard line to about right at the 35.
Got a World Series update for you. The Dodger leads 1-0 at the end of 3. Still early.
It is in L.A. at Dodger Stadium.
By the time we get home, it will be the 9th inning.
Most likely. It is the Red Sox and Dodgers have second time they've ever played each other in a World Series. First time was 1916. Babe Ruth was pitching for the Red Sox. The Dodgers were not named the Dodgers.
And I got a couple updates for you. Sullivan 27, Monrovia 7. That's a final. Batesville beats Lawrenceburg 28-22. Eastbrook 48, Rochester 20 in sectional 35. and I'll keep you updated as we go along.
Thank you, Producer Jerry.
That Eastbrook team is very, very good in 2A.
Oh, one more. Columbus East 49, Seymour 13.
Wow.
Sectional 15.
All those scores from non-Indiana SRN events. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Titus Bakery. 2 locations, State Road 32, Lebanon, and Westfield. Donuts made the old-fashioned way since 1980.
Center Grove actually zips Columbus North 42-0.
Is that a final? Wow.
That's a final. And Avon beats Perry Meridian 42-7.
Kaler airs this one out to Smeckens. It was 1st and 15. It is another first down across the 50 to the 46-yard line for the Vikings. Still fighting is Huntington North.
Did you say Center Grove blitzed Columbus North? They did not score?
I think you did.
They did not score.
Wow.
That is it. Columbus North has had the misfortune. They were very good. But Columbus North has had the misfortune of running into a very good Center Grove team. And Center Grove seems to do that. They just build as the season progresses.
I guess so.
And they unleash it in the postseason. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Hippensteel trying the left side. Now up the middle. Oh, he bounces off one big hit. Twirls forward and now driven backwards. Those ones won't count. Chad Galt, the sophomore, delivered the boom, but a good run by Hippensteel.
You know, the mixed schools just seem to dominate when it comes to playoff football.
They do. They're a very talented league.
They beat each other up during the regular season.
Other scores, a final. Adams Central does beat Churubusco 35-10. Cathedral leads Roncalli 23-10. Pioneer, a final. They did not meet their average. They only won 74-0. Triton Central beat Knightstown 20-0. Hippensteel, another good run to the 20, first down. Tri-West leads Danville 29-7. Western Boone leading Tipton 28-13. New Pal 29, Zionsville 17. Carmel 28, Westfield 7. Monroe Central leading Sheridan in a low-scoring affair 8-0.
And Chittard beat Rushville 62-6.
No, Rushville kept it close. Hippensteel not keeping this one close. Battling forward for another first down. If he doesn't have it, he's right at it.
Another final, guys. Franklin Central 42, Jeffersonville 3.
That Franklin Central ball club is really, really good. And now that playoffs are going and they're playing people in their class, Jonathan, they could make some noise.
Was that game at Franklin Central?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, that's a long way to drive for Jeffersonville to lose, but they didn't have to go anywhere and got pounded. Hippensteel, left sideline, looking for the pylon. I think he's a little short. He is. He's inside the 5, though. Second and goal for the Vikings.
Another final, Marion 37, Delta 0.
I saw that Delta team last week, and they looked unstoppable.
Marion's very good. They're fast. They're fast.
That game was at Marion. That game was at Delta. So that's crazy.
This is like a little version of Indiana Sports Talk with Bob Lovell, but we're giving all the score updates now. You're welcome, world. Kaler, Hippensteel, why not? Touchdown, Vikings.
Scoreboard will look a lot different.
Hippensteel had a very good series that last time.
Got a player down on the field from Harrison. Cannot identify the number. We will not even guess.
And in fact, here's the replay. After this, we'll step away. Hippensteel barreling into the end zone. Is that touchdown? He has 104 yards on the game on 22 carries. But it is Harrison 54, Huntington North 19, looking to add one more on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Welcome back to Harrison High School. We see Patrick Sr. was the injured Raider. He's been not even having to be helped. He's walking off the field under his own power. Good thing to see for Patrick, a senior linebacker getting in sectional action, waiting for the extra point attempt from Huntington North. Kaler, the holder. The snap is down, the kick is up, the kick is good. And this will let us have an opportunity to talk to you about our YouTube channel. If you want to see more great Indiana SRN coverage, there it is. Never miss an upcoming game. You can see it on YouTube. You can actually see Indiana SRN sporting events a lot of places, including indianasrn.org, where you can see games live and on demand. And then, if you want to be able to have an opportunity to win a really cool prize, all you have to do is answer this question right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Where was the 1983-1984 Class 3A championship game played?
Victory Field.
Was it Lucas Oil Stadium, Warren Central High School, or North Central High School?
I guess I didn't
If
get
you
it.
know the answer, tweet us at Indiana SRN. You'll receive a $25 gift card thanks to Aspen Creek Grill. Went up there for lunch with my wife the other day. Had a nice little steak, a little bit of powwow shrimp. Delicious. Here's some clues for you, Jonathan. This was the last time this team hosted a football state championship. And Penn won their first state championship when on this field. I know why I'm calling you that name.
I don't.
All right.
Send down the field and into the end zone.
Daniel
Aspen Creek
McMasters
go.
has been calling Harrison football all year long. So when I get reports from him, thank you, Daniel, for reporting to Harrison. Well, you're sitting in the stands and he's in the sideline. Please forgive me. And
we'll get over it.
And Mom, I'm sorry.
Persevere. My poor grandma.
Yeah. Got a final here. Traders Point will advance for the first time in the history of school for a sectional championship. They won 30-8.
And this is their first year ever being eligible for a sectional.
Yeah.
Too.
And they've got a nice little run. So Traders Point sectional championship game will be on Indiana SRN radio next week.
Shrimp, who had a touchdown earlier, hands this one off. And a
Look at
big
this.
run.
Look at this.
Coy Brook still going at the 49. Make that the 48.
In fact, if you would like to check out our schedule for next week, it will be on our website on Monday, indianasrn.org. We will tweet out that information as well all week long, so take a look at our website. We'll tell you where we're going. I know Harrison hanging on here. We will be going to that championship game.
Carmel, one of the favorites in the northern half of 6A. The handoff is to Brook. Tries to juke around, and that one wasn't nearly as successful. Carmel did win their matchup 28-7 over Westfield. Tri-West beat Danville 29-7. And New Pal, for the first time in a couple of years, they win their first sectional game, beating Zionsville 29-17.
You okay with that?
I'll survive.
Okay.
2nd and 10 for Harrison.
Eagles can win a soccer championship.
We'll take it.
Is he really?
Jack Shrimp still under center. In motion was Casey Knoy. Hand off to Brook gets a couple of yards. 3rd down and long for the Raiders with coming on to 3 minutes left in this matchup.
Ball spotted on the 50-yard line. 3rd down, Harrison.
High school basketball starts on next Friday as we have girls basketball for you next weekend, along with high school football, volleyball.
So they are tomorrow.
Other out-of-town scoreboard updates. Cathedral leading Roncalli 30-10. Adams Central, we said this earlier, they beat Churubusco 35-10. Pioneer beat Carroll 74-0. Triton Central beat Knightstown 20-0.
That Triton Central ball club pretty good. We saw them
They're
play
very
early
good.
in the year.
They're very good.
A lot of good sectional championship games next week. Wonder what the weather will look like.
Always a mystery when you get into November. Normally it's terrible, or at least cold. So 3rd and 4 for Harrison. .2:15 to go. The handoff is to Brook, and he's right at the
first
line.
down. Nope,
He's a little
sort of
short. Just a smidge short.
Dana's ready to play. Full spotted. Huntington North 41-yard line.
Inside 2 minutes to go. Impressive performance by the Harrison Raiders tonight.
Yeah,
both every aspect, with the exception of kicking.
They started zone. Yeah, the kicking might be the only thing that you could knock them a little bit about, Jonathan. But other than that, they scored when they needed to and played great defense, and they continue to play great defense.
And off to Brook, the fullback, gets across the line on 4th down, and still rumbling. Good first down gain. Good gain on 4th down, I would say, to bring up a first down, and we might be a kneel down situation.
Yeah, I think you may be in victory formation here. Played 3 quarterbacks tonight, had 3 running backs tonight. So, I mean, you really helped yourself because you didn't hurt yourself. You didn't have any major injuries, and there's the victory formation.
Schremp, sophomore quarterback, with an 80-yard passing touchdown to Zion King earlier in the game. Genuflex with under a minute to go, and he'll probably have to do it one more time.
This is when you bring in your seniors, a couple of young kids coming out, a couple more freshmen.
19, McCutcheon with 8 minutes to go.
William Sautergraft coming back on the field, senior, number 78. And that does it.
What's the McCutcheon score? Raiders 3-1, baby.
On the other side of town, McCutcheon takes the lead in their game, 19-13. As we see the handshake line form, and for the first time since 2014, the Harrison Raiders have won their sectional matchup, their first sectional game. The clock still has yet to actually hit 0 on the scoreboard, but it is there nevertheless. The Raiders victorious, 54-20. Keith, let's get a couple quick takeaways before we take it down to the field.
You know, if you're Harrison, you've got to feel pretty good about yourself because you did offense, you did your defense. Your kicking game was a little suspect with the extra points. You almost had a free kick here. You just played really well, and Terry Peoples have to be really happy with his ball club.
One would assume so. Daniel McMasters is somewhere on that field roaming. So some of the final stats from the game: Andrew Jensen, 4 of 9 for 137 yards. The first time he was over 100 all season long. Got a touchdown in it. Tyler Kanoy stepped in. He was 2 for 2 for 42 yards. Then Jack Schrempf was 1 for 1 for 80 and a touchdown. On the ground, Omarion Dixon was 12 of 75. Coy Brooks, 7 of 44, got that late. Marcelo Tiso was very impressive in the first half, 7 for 62 with 3 touchdowns, including a kick return. The 2 passing touchdowns went to Jake Smith and Zion King. Zion King's was an 80-yarder. Jake Smith was an 8-yarder. Matt Hazenplug had a reception. Wes Miller had a reception. Steve Coffing had one as well. Huntington North. Brett Kaler was 15 of 22 for 178 yards. Logan Hippensteel had 104 on the ground with a touchdown on 22 carries. Devin Newcombe had a great play, 53 yards, reception for a touchdown. He had 4 catches for 80 yards. Andrew Smeckens had 8 catches for 94, and then 4 catches on 1 to Lawson Shearer. Zach Hubbard was held without a catch.
Could be a very interesting championship game. We'll see who they'll play next week, either at Kokomo or here at Harrison. Don't forget to check out our website. We'll have all the games that we'll be covering next week on our schedule by Monday.
And so, folks, that's going to do it for here. On behalf of Deb Myers, producer Jerry Collins, cameraman Riley Thomason, statistician Joey Niederberger, sideline reporter Daniel McMaster, color commentary from Keith Myers, I'm Jonathan Mathis. So long from Harrison High School. We'll see you next time on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.